Game start. AGC, 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 AGC. AGC, 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 AGC.
Kissy face, sent to your phone, but I'm trying to kiss your lips for real. Red hearts, that's what I'm on, yeah. Come give me something I can feel. Don't you want me like I want you, baby? Don't you need me like I need you now? Sleep tomorrow, but tonight go crazy. All you gotta do is just meet me at the
AGC, 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 AGC. AGC, 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 AGC.
It's whatever you like. Turn this appetite into a club. I'm talking drink, dance, smoke, freak, party all night. Come back, go, what's up? Don't you want me like I want you, baby? Don't you need me like I need you now? Sleep tomorrow, but tonight go crazy. All you gotta do is just meet me at the
AGC, 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 AGC. AGC, 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 AGC.
Hey, so now you know the game. Are you ready? Cause I'm coming to get you. Hold on, I'm on my way. Yeah, I'm on my way. Hold on, I'm on my way. Yeah, I'm on my way.
Don't you want me like I want you, baby? Don't you need me like I need you now? Sleep tomorrow, but tonight go crazy. All you gotta do is just meet me at the
AGC, 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 AGC.
Just meet me at the
AGC, 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 AGC.
Just meet me at the
AGC, 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 AGC.
Just meet me at the
AGC, 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 AGC.
Just meet me at the
Oh my god, hello everyone, hello! Is volume too loud? This is the first time I'm doing a show, guys! Oh my god, welcome to the stream. I see Fluffy, I see Ragnar Angel, I see Banfi, I see J Agony, Levi, and also Banfei. So yeah, that was a remix of AGC TV, so we will talk a bit about that, but first off, shout out to the cosplayers. It's actually recorded by cosplayers. If I'm not mistaken, we have Fishy, we have Stella, we have Jia, we have Usagi. I think one more I forgot. I might need AGC to help me on that. So yeah, welcome to the first episode of Takatastic Podcast. So today we will have our special guest AGC TV to talk about Southeast Asia's all the trends and what's happening, because they've been through a lot of places, and actually it's also like this stream is also kind of a way of showing my thanks to AGC TV, because if you guys remember 2 years ago when I performed at AMG, that video somehow went viral on the internet. And it all thanks to AGC for making that happen. So thank you very much. Thank you very much to AGC TV. So let me just switch the overlay and unmute like AGC, because we have been in call for quite a while. So yeah, give me a sec. Whee! Hello, AGC. Hi. Welcome to our first episode of Takatastic Podcast, and I'm so glad that you are the first one over here. It's like, okay, I've been actually planning for this podcast, guy. Like just a continuing story is that, um, it was the first time that I was performing back in AMG back in 2022. I didn't expect someone recorded my performance because I think it was a few days ago. After the event, someone just told me that someone recorded your Animangaki performance. I'm like, what? Because I don't have a team. So it was AGC TV, and somehow that video got like 2K of views. Since then, I was very grateful, and like today, I finally got a chance to do something to give back to AGC TV for all the support that he gave for the past 2 years as well. And we're also going to talk about a lot of his experience. So without further ado, AGC, can you do a short introduction of yourself?
Hi guys, I'm AGC TV. I think if you like cosplay stuff or you're mostly in Southeast Asia, you might heard of me. If you haven't, I actually stream on Twitch. I do some videos on YouTube, but they're mostly around anime, cosplay, and gaming events. So yeah, as you can see, that's just what I enjoy doing. I do it mostly for fun, but I hope to just share the fun about cosplay events with everyone around Asia and hopefully the world. Especially like I want the world to notice that Southeast Asia has a great cosplay culture.
That is actually very true. I'm actually like started to know about cosplayer is because of sometimes AGC stream that actually it's only like recently I started going back to support all my favorite streamer at Twitch, and like I sort of knew a few cosplayers because of AGC and the other gangs. If you guys know Winston and Itch as well, they usually stream together with AGC if I'm not mistaken. Like some of the events that I've been through lah. Okay. So without further ado, let's jump into the first question.
Here
So,
we go.
are you
Okay.
nervous or not? Are you nervous or not?
Just a little bit because I haven't seen most of the questions, so I'm like, what are people going to be asking and what Taka has actually set up for me? Because it's like I hope it's not anything too embarrassing, but I will try to answer the questions as best as I can.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we have the first question here. How did you started getting into ACG event? I think that's a very general question because like everyone has to start from somewhere, right?
That's
So
true.
yeah.
Okay, it's a long story, but obviously, for people who are new, especially the newer generation, I always tell people I'm old, but most people don't believe it. But I've actually been like in the cosplay scene, at least in Singapore when it first started, because Singapore started cosplay actually quite early, like early 2000s kind of thing. No age reveal, please. And
Oh
then
no.
so from there it was always kind of thing. I used to do media in school. So one of the things that actually got me into the whole cosplay thing was I think that also leads up to where I am now is I actually did like a news article and even videos about cosplayers. So that was like way back in 2004. Mm.
Wow, that's a very long time ago. Like very long.
20th anniversary kind of thing. Oh
Yeah.
no. But yeah, so I did that, and that's how I got to know cosplayers. I got to know the cosplay scene back then. Then fast forward to 2022. Sorry. Um, After COVID, people were like, "Oh, uh, we want to travel." So I also wanted to travel. Like I wanted to go out and see the world again after the big blip that happened for us.
Yeah.
Then I decided, okay, what's the best way to decide where to go and where to travel? Cosplay events, because I like anime, I like cosplay. Anime events are super exciting kind of thing. Then I was like, okay, I'll take photos as a memory, get to know people. But if I'm doing photos, why don't I do video? Then I was like, if I'm doing a video, I'm recording video, why don't I just live stream it at the same time while I'm recording? Not the greatest idea, I'll tell most people. I think we'll get to that question later
Yeah,
on.
we'll
But
get to that.
yeah, so that's how it ended up starting. It was an excuse for me to go out. I think it happens for a lot of people nowadays as well, being like after COVID, you get so used to stay at home, and you need to find the right motivation to get you to going out, to meeting people, to hanging out. It's been 2 years since then, but not everyone is still very comfortable with hanging out with people. But the cosplay community has always been quite welcoming and quite fun, so that's always a great excuse to just go check it out, see it. Don't spend too much money buying your favorite anime goods, but go and experience the fun and get to meet new people there.
That sounds very interesting because it also it includes like like COVID, everyone stay at home, and like after the pandemic, people just want to touch grass, eager to go out because they like people like introverts like me. They tell everyone I was like that. I love to stay at home, but staying at home for that long is too much already. I want to go out and see the world, so it makes totally a lot of sense as
Yeah,
well.
go out and try something new. If you don't know what you want to do, you like anime event is literally the next best stop to get you started.
Exactly. So, one off question is not inside, but did you ever cosplay before?
Yes, more than once. I have on my Facebook quite a significant cosplay photo that I did. But I think the first time I started cosplaying was like 2006. But now, as a IRL streamer, event streamer, it's a bit hard to combine the two kind of thing.
I can see because it's like one you have to do stream and it's like cosplay for the sake of being there is it feels like a lot of things jumble up together.
Yeah, but I do, okay, honestly, I do have a wish of one day I could combine like a really cool cosplay with my gear so that you don't see the gear and you
Mm-hmm.
only see the cosplay. So maybe next year, maybe 2026. Watch
Oh,
out.
oh, 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 guys, we got early access content. You guys wait and see, wait and see, from AGC. Okay, I think that actually one stone kill two birds. Actually, it also state like actually it's also like one of our viewer asked like what motivates you to travel around. So I think that first question actually answered the third as well, which is kind of interesting to know your experience from the ACG community. You know what, guys? I want to make a joke actually. So if you guys remember, I was doing like the submit the question things and everything. I overlooked AGC name as ACG because like okay, like really why?
It happens because the normal term for it is ACG, which is anime cosplay gaming. So most people think of it like that. I surprisingly I've also had people tell me it's like, oh, I didn't know that we call it ACG community because it's usually anime community, cosplay
Yes.
community, or the gaming community. But events in Asia and actually around the world, they always combine all three. So that's how ACG. AGC is it's a little hint to my name, so there's a little connection with that, and
Oh.
it's also good when people spell it wrong. If they spell ACG wrong, they get my name. If they spell AGC wrong, then they get ACG. So I guess it's a win-win in both sense.
This is what we call clickbait, everyone. I actually got clickbait because I actually auto save a ACG when I was doing thumbnails and everything. So like it auto corrected it without me noticing. I was rushing for the weekends. So yeah, I corrected already. So guys, remember AGC, not ACG.
It's fine. It makes people a bit more aware because every time I like to point out, it's like, hey, you spell wrong, eh? Then they feel bad. And I'm like, it's okay.
Yeah, exactly. Just to let you know, surprisingly, I only recently know of the term ACG. Okay, why do I say this? Is because I was recently corrected by some people. Instead of calling anime cosplay and games,
Hmm.
actually the original term is called anime comics and game instead. I don't know both of these which one is like the OGs, but actually someone scolded me for
Wow.
misusing the word the cosplay and the comics together. So that is
Wow.
something surprisingly that I recently learned. Hmm.
It's a bit hard because and I'm very surprised that the person tried to correct you in a very uh, in that kind of manner, because comics is not something that is so prevalent
Popularized, right?
in, yeah, it's not prevalent in Southeast Asia
Yeah.
or in general most of Asia. Because comics, you are thinking about DC, Marvel, Western comics.
Yes,
But once you
yes.
have anime, so then you have to call it AMG. Oops.
Oh no!
Anime, manga, and gaming. I guess, uh,
Yeah, yeah, makes sense.
because using comics is like, maybe if you're calling it in that sense, then it will probably be a more Western directed person. But at the same time, when you go to an event, what catches your eye more, especially in Southeast Asia, it's anime booths, anime art booths, and then you
Yeah.
have cosplayer cosplaying anime characters, right?
Mm.
So cosplay has become quite not every event is like that, and it's just a very generic. It used to be anime, comics, and gaming, but that was probably like
Ages
2000,
ago.
yeah, 2010s and everything. And since the late 2010s to into the 2020s, everyone's just considers the C cosplay and not comics.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because the
but I
how I
suppose.
got corrected from this is like they say like it's we have comic fiesta. So
Mhm.
why is it not being called as cosplay fiesta?
Because cosplay is not the main focus, but at the same
Yeah.
time, you go to Comic Fiesta. When was the last time you saw something with DC and Marvel being like the main highlight? Maybe we should call it. Okay, I don't want to say it because that would be a bit sad. Hopefully, please guys don't cancel me. It could be a Holo Live Fiesta. Excuse me, cough.
Yeah, I would say like we have some Hololive fans in the chat because I already seen one comment. What catches your eye at event Hololives and VTubers? Like these days, VTubers there are a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there are also, I think, around the world, I've seen a few. I haven't really attended one myself, but it's like a event that is specifically only for the VTubing community. Like you have VTuber talents and you have, VTuber booths and everything, and that's a growing part. So maybe, you know, uh, AGC TV now will be anime, gaming, comics. I need to think about the T talents, and then V is VTubers. So my channel's name is perfect because it combines, it's like STEM. It used to be
Yeah.
STEM, which is
Yeah.
science, technical, engineering, and math, and now it's STEAM because they have to add art into it. So the acronym gets longer. So
Yes.
eventually, it might actually be AGC TV, and then I'll have my own event that includes all five components of what people love as pop culture. If you don't
Ooh.
like calling it ACG event, just call it a pop culture event
Yeah,
or
that makes sense
J
as well.
culture.
J
Yeah.
culture, yes. Yes.
Mm.
Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. So we have some interesting question. Actually, this one was asked by a close friend of mine.
Mhm.
What has been the most surprising feedback or request you received from your audience?
Wow. Hmm.
Very
That's
interesting.
yeah. Feedback. Mm, I think maybe I don't listen to feedback that much because I'm trying to think about feedback. Usually it's very technical stuff like your
Yeah.
camera slanted or stuff like that. But in terms of content wise, I guess feedback is, I have people being like, when are you going to US events or when are you going to Europe? And I can't call it surprising because I have the same urge to do it, but um it's expensive. Traveling is always very expensive. I guess the request is like, come and cover an event in a certain country. And I always tell people back being like, if you feel like there's an event that's in Southeast Asia or anywhere that is really exciting or really value and you feel like it's being not hyped enough, because I feel like events tend to be quite local except the really big ones. Because like Taka, name me three. Okay, cannot. Three is too easy already.
Are you actually testing me?
Correct. Yeah. So Taka, name me three events that you know of that is not in Japan, Malaysia, Singapore.
um, I only know Anime Expo from the US,
Mm-hmm.
and that's about it because that is like the biggest event. Actually, let
Correct.
me just add on to this. I have a friend who actually went to one of the Germany or this one of the European country where they have an ACG event. Uh, and it's how do we say
Mm-hmm.
very, okay, you've been to small events in Malaysia. I was being told that there are only 4 cosplayers in that events, and their general event is really one times like it's even smaller than our small events, like typical Malaysian ACG event, the small one, you have at least like 10 to 15 cosplayer at least. But then like this event in the European country, I don't know, is it because of culture? It's just like 4 of them, 4 cosplayer, and then the rest is like we have like 10 artist booth, and then we have some any song singers and call it a day. So that is something that I don't know, is it a cultural difference or not? Yeah.
I don't think so. I feel like it's for something like this, it's really about um, interest and size. So the anime community, the general J culture community in, let's say, Malaysia is big, but Taka is quite new to the whole event
Yes.
culture kind of thing. But if you're looking at back in the age again, but in the early 2010s, most Malaysian events were actually quite small. Comic Fiesta also started out as a super small event that maybe only 2,000 people, which obviously 2,000 when you think about it is a lot of people, but Comic Fiesta now is maybe like 40,000 people attending over 2 days.
I see. I think like
Mm,
Animangaki and Comic Fiesta is coming on like, both of these events actually started out as a school event from what I remember.
yep.
Yeah. And then like slowly they became bigger, and then they are sort of like the pioneers for our Malaysian ACG scene. So yeah.
Yeah. So exactly. So for Europe it's usually, especially if it's like a small town or a smaller city kind of situation, then you're not gonna like see the events that big. Is also there's no one going to be, the organizer might be literally a university anime club. So the type of cosplayers they can invite would not be that much.
Yeah.
Cosplaying may not be so accessible in Europe, although nowadays a lot of people just, if they know how to Taobao, they can always get something shipped
Yeah.
over to
Yeah.
them. But also, that's why it's like small. But once interest grows and then you have more people coming, that allows the organizer to kind of snowball it and just get like year after year building on it to just get bigger and bigger.
Yeah, that seems very true as well. But we can save up the conversation for our next part for our ACG vision so that we can
Yep.
actually dive deeper into this, because we have a lot of questions related to this actually. And
Mhm.
it gives a lot of insight to everyone regards to Southeast Asia ACG regions. Okay, so going on to the next one. So this year you actually reach a new milestone. Actually, I've seen you going to more events, and you actually have your first official boothing at Anime Fest Singapore. And also one more is Hobby Horizon, which I forgot to add in. So how's the development on that? Why do you decided to like do this boothing? Even though you're just like a streamer, it's like a very new thing, and I think you're the first one who attempted something like this as far as I'm aware of. Yeah.
Give me a moment. Let me try something. Hi, is this better? Because I
Yeah.
think someone said I was a bit muffled, so I just wanna feel if this sounds better for your chat.
Actually, it sounds better on my
Much
side.
better.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, what was the question? First official boothing. Okay. I'm sure that if people have been following me or they know like the events around Asia and stuff like that. One of the reasons why is I feel that out of my side, it's a lot of cosplayers tend to be very connected to their own regions, meaning that Malaysians tend to always be at Malaysian events. Singaporeans tend to be, there is, because we are so culturally connected, and it's easy to travel around. So you get Malaysians at Singapore events, Singaporeans at
Yeah.
Malaysian events. But for other cosplayers around the region, it's a lot harder because of travel costs and stuff and things like
Yes.
that. So unless they're invited as a guest, they don't have the opportunity to kind of like showcase and highlight themselves. And that, in some way, I feel that it puts them into like a death spiral of, oh, I'm just going to keep doing the same thing in the same area. Although people, it's like, why not? If you have the opportunity to be better or to gain a bigger following, that would be quite interesting. We only have maybe, with each country, maybe 4 or 5 cosplayers who have that kind of
Recognition, I'll say.
recognition. I had the Chinese word in my mind for some reason because it sounds nicer probably. But yeah, recognition is a great word.
Yeah.
And yeah, why don't we find the opportunity? Or in my case, it's like, why don't I try to, with how traveled I have been in like the last 2.5 years since I've been doing this, why don't I give an opportunity to maybe smaller cosplayers or cosplayers who are looking to widen their reach to just go and see? Because and I guess it's for me as well, being if you can't go to somewhere to see a cosplayer, why don't you bring the cosplayer to you and then I can share? It's like, these are my favorite cosplayers that most people may not know about. And the only reason people don't know about them is because they've not had that opportunity to be seen in person, kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense a lot actually. Like, I did tell everyone, like, I have requests from like Philippine viewers, actually, surprisingly Philippine. They were like asking, Taka, can you come to Philippines to perform? I'm like, guys, it's not that I don't want. I really want to go overseas, but I think AGC, you're quite aware that our cost of living Malaysia is so bad. It's so bad. We even have, like, it's like typically a degree student who came out to work, you're not earning enough money to go out to even travel. Like, even if
Right.
you save up for 1 year, no, it's impossible to go to the nearest country, like Thailand, Vietnam. It takes about a year saving. And so because of that, like, a lot of the cosplayer usually stick in their own region. So hearing this from you, I really appreciate it, because some of them are also like my favorite cosplayer, quote unquote.
And actually, coming back, I think it feels like I've taken the page out of the VTuber side of about it, because like in the last few years, especially for the Malaysian VTuber side, they've done a lot of collabs, or you just need like a few individuals to be like, hey, let's get together, let's put some money together, and then get a booth to showcase ourselves, kind of thing. Obviously,
Yeah.
as a VTuber, because you don't need to be physically there,
Yeah.
it's a little cheaper. But on my side, it's thinking like, that's the main cost, right? The main cost for some may not be the travel. It might be just having enough recognition to get a booth, because
Yes.
it's become highly competitive. And obviously, a lot of events will be like, I have this space, but if I don't know you, there is no benefit for me to sell you this space. But it becomes chicken and egg. If you
Yes.
don't give me the opportunity to showcase myself, no one will know me, then you don't know me. But if you need to know me before you can sell it, and then it doesn't work. So I just hope that I can help to bridge it a little more. Singapore was one, Anime Festival Asia one was one to help me really see if this would help some people or not. I still need to do my post event kind of QA to see whether it worked for them or it didn't. If not, I might look at venturing out and trying more adventurous things in future. So soon, TM, stay tuned, kind of thing.
Yeah. But in terms of VTuber, like, I can touch a bit about the VTubing a bit. It's like, yes, getting a booth is easy for VTuber, but when it comes to VTuber, the problem, like the biggest challenge is mostly like what we are gonna speak later is regards to internet. We will cover a bit on that, and also like you need a physical TV to be at a booth, because unlike cosplayer, you technically need to have a computer or a TV there, and you have a stable internet. And in addition to that, it's like merchandise, everything. I think for smaller VTubers who actually makes commission art, it's also quite hard to sell due to lack of recognition. So I think this is something that we rarely seen for VTubers actually, but it is what it is. But I know that there are some groups out there who are trying to help promote indie VTubers. Like for me, I'm under Project Orbit, and we actually do a lot of indies VTuber collabs. So once again, shout out to Project Orbit for adopting me. That's the worst term to put it, but thank you, boss. So yeah, but I hope to see more of this kind of boosting experience from you, because it really helps a lot of these cosplayers. So it's really more like a community based kind of stuff that is going on. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so moving on to our next question from here. From the time you started streaming until now, how have you seen yourself change, both personally and maybe professionally, I guess?
Professionally, I think professionally is probably the easier one to talk about, since now I have a lot of people telling me, it's like, wow, you know a lot of cosplayers, wow, you know a lot of event organizers, wow, you travel so much. But I guess so. I've gotten to be quite lucky to meet quite a lot of well-connected people who've helped me out. Professionally, recently I've been telling everyone, this is something that I find more as a hobby. I hope no one gets jealous, because they're like, wow, your life, my dream, kind of thing. But
Yeah.
basically, from a personal point of view, coming back to that also is, I feel like this is what I'm trying to do as a return to the ACG community in general. I'm not doing this because I want to be famous. I'm sure there are a lot other easier ways to be famous rather than traveling almost every weekend.
I think it's not
And
cheap, right? To travel a lot of these places.
money is one thing, but it's more of literally hoping to see friends. And I think one of the nicest things, I hope we are not jumping into any question in furthest, but one of the nicer things was like going all the way to New Zealand, for an event. And mainly reason why I went was because I've never been to New Zealand. I wanted to show to people who usually watch me that, even New Zealand, which people think is like, wow, it's really at the end of the world kind of thing because it's so far away, that they also have a J culture kind of community. And also to just one of the reasons I went was because Thames was there. Thames Melrose, I think he's such a common name in the ACG community. Most people know about him.
Yeah.
And it was just super nice to go and say hi. And when he saw me, he was like, oh wow, you travel all the way down here to New Zealand to come and see me and come and hang out. It's like, yeah, for me, it's like killing 4 birds with 1 stone, because it was a family holiday. It was my first time to New Zealand. It's streaming an anime event. It's seeing a friend as a guest there and stuff like that. So so I always tell chat, if you want to do something, or to all the viewers, always find the number one thing that gives you the most benefit from a single action. Yeah.
Chat, you hear that? But
Yeah.
don't simply try any funny business. I know there are some funny business in the chat. Some of my viewers don't try anything funny.
I believe in the extra value meal concept, where it's like, if you are spending your time and effort in doing something, get the most get the most out of it, so that it's not just you enjoying it, but there's always benefits for people around you and yourself at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back to the main question, sorry.
It's fine.
Personally, I made more friends, but it's also made me a bit more aware that you can't just blindly trust people. If you've known about some drama that's apparently that you can't just blindly trust people because they are professional, they've got maybe a stellar record, or they had experience in an area, because no matter how experienced someone is, it's still down to their personality and what they tell you, and what you see may be completely different from what they project themselves to other people. So please be aware that as a personal person, it's that's what I've learned. Just be a bit more careful.
I think like I would say everyone makes mistake. I would say it's like no one is perfect. Okay, we don't expect anyone to like come out with all like he's a clean person. Along the way we do make mistakes. So I think that's a very nice thing to know, that you have some experience that teach you how to be better in a way, rather than just like this, just do it for fun, I guess. Is that the right way to put it? I hope I'm not putting like a very
No,
weird
it's true. It's
statement.
true.
Yeah.
So, and also it's like I tend to always believe in the good side of people. So, which is always good. Always, like try to give people benefit of the doubt. People can change, but at the same time, you also need to be aware that in some situations, people will never change. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm also learning from a personal level.
Yeah.
I'm also learning that when you go to a different country, how people treat you and how people talk to you can be very different from what you're used to at home. And that's why I encourage people to travel, find out more things. But at the same time, coming back, ACG communities in every country, they've all been fantastic. They've all been super nice. So, if you think about, hey, I want to travel somewhere and cosplay, can or not? Is it too dangerous, or will people just ignore me? If just go and have fun and make friends. It's quite easy. Yeah.
That's good. Okay, so guys, we kind of learn a bit more about AGC himself. So we are gonna jump a bit like some of the very big topics that we are gonna talk about it today, which
Big topic.
is, yes, it's a
Oh
big
my,
topic.
OMG.
ACG in Southeast Asia, guys. So I think just to recap a bit, AGC been through a lot of these events, and I've been seeing him more around Southeast Asia this year for some reason. And also like in Japan as well. I think last month was in Japan, right, for the Tokyo Game Show, if I'm not
Actually, two
mistaken.
months ago, it was in September, so it's almost 2 months
Oh
already.
no, my,
Yeah.
my memories are so bad.
Oh no, it's time passes quite fast, so
Yeah.
that's normal. Yeah.
Yeah. So we can jump to the first one. So after being to so many countries, what is your perspective on the rapid growth of ACG across Southeast Asia? So I can just elaborate this a bit. I actually seen more events in Malaysia prior to like before COVID. It's like I read these days I've been seeing like every month, every weekend there is at least one event for some reason. And even
Yep.
like for Singapore is getting like more events, and they are inviting guests from Malaysia. I'm not sure about other countries, but I know that Philippines is also having the same situation. If anyone from Philippines can share a bit, we will talk about it in a bit. Will be much appreciated. So yeah, we would like to know your thoughts about this.
Uh, do you want the nice story, or do you want the like do you want the good news or the bad news kind of thing? Like
I think let's
where
start
do
with the
we want
good
to start
news.
for it?
Let's okay. You know what? My personal favorite is 先苦后甜. So translation
Okay.
from Chinese is we speak about the bad before we go to the good. But
Yeah.
let's try not to make the bad sound very bad.
It's the honest bit.
Honest review, guys. Also, before we continue, disclaimer, guys. I think I should have said this. Disclaimer: anything we discuss on the stream is just like our own personal opinion. We are not going out to cause any dramas, okay? Remember, don't make me sing my name the next day, say I got involved in drama. I'll be scared, guys. Boss will actually kill me.
Chat time to clip everything and then post
Oh
over
no,
Facebook.
I'm gonna get killed. But yeah, let's start with the honest one.
Okay, so on the honest thing, it's obviously money. With the way that five star no drama, but
Clipping. Oh no.
but the honest thing, it's money. Being like we don't just talk about ACG events, rapid growth, because it's like there are more. If Taka on your side, there's more DJ parties, there's more anime song singer concerts that's happening. If you like look out through your friends' timeline, they're like, oh no, I gotta buy tickets for this Adu concert, or I buy Yoasobi concert. You look before COVID, this maybe happen once every 2 years. that,
Exactly.
Yeah. So and I'll be honest, one of the reasons for the rapid growth of ACG events is because of the last 2 years of our pandemic and VTubers. People decided it's like, because VTubers were gaming and they were literally, in a sense, VTubers are virtual cosplayers as well, in a way. Right? So I think that led to the growth, and with the fact that people saw that the event organizers and companies saw that there was opportunity to bring everything to a live platform where you can see it as it's happening, meaning like VTuber meetups and stuff like that, which also on my side, it's surprising because it's like you watch VTubers on YouTube, but you are willing to also pay money to go and see VTubers on the screen at an event.
Exactly right. I think this one is quite similar to. I think when we touch a bit about VTuber, we can touch a bit about the OGs VTubers. What I meant by OG is not Hololive, guys. It's not about Hololive. It's about.
That's cool.
It's about. It's not about Niji Sanji. It's not about Hololive. It's about Hasune Miku and Kizuna Ai, guys. Let's go! Yeah. So I think the VTuber culture actually started way earlier than that. I feel like it's more to Hasune Miku because consider that she's like a virtual singer and people actually pay money to go see a scream doing 3D motion. I don't want to say if the singing is live or not. Sorry. I'm not sure. Like this one is my personal opinion. I'm not so sure. But that is like the OG VTuber concert for me. Yeah.
Yeah. So the bad news is the bad side of the story is my perspective is it's really about money, because we have had a lot of complaints, feedback, bad feedback about certain events across Southeast Asia because they were done without proper care and thought for the event goer experience. So it's bad because sometimes it feels like a cash grab, but the good is more people are getting know more about it, but at the same time you have more cosplayers, which is good. You have more events, there's more things to attend, but at the same time it's not a very sustainable it's not sustainable in the long run. Because recently I've had people say that I'm so tired out from going to events. As an event goer, they'll be like, wow, I have to pay 30 ringgit, 50 ringgit for every weekend. That's more than my normal allowance, or it eats into my daily funds for stuff like that. So what it would be nice if we could go back to before, where you have like maybe 4 major events a year for each country, and everyone really puts in all the effort and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's benefiting cosplayers who do this as a full-time job, VTubers who are also using content creation as their main source of income, artists who may not, with the advent of AI, some you can see like some companies are literally using AI art for their advertising or whatever.
boothing is another avenue for artists to actually, get some income. So guys, if you have a favorite artist who's at an event, buy a keychain, buy a postcard, every little bit counts for them. But at the same time, I also understand that event goers' wallets aren't bottomless.
Yes, I think there's a pros and cons of um when we come to topics like this, it goes back to like one of the question that I was supposed to like add in is called events quality over quantity or quantity over quality. This is actually like like I said, Malaysia is having a lot of events, so it becomes like over quantity of events whereby every week you have a events, and then events are getting much more normal, and there's nothing special anymore at some point. So that is where the quality comes into the quality versus quantity or quantity versus quality kind of questions.
Yeah, so that's why I'm hoping to mix it up a little bit more with just like, giving avenues for maybe artists, but also right now I know cosplayers more. So obviously that is the one thing is like, give a little bit more of a different mix to events, because otherwise there is a high chance that if you had gone to every single event that happened in, let's say, Malaysia or Philippines is also another country that currently I know of that has like events every single week.
Holy shoot.
Yeah. So between these two countries, because I don't want to overgeneralize with Malaysia as a situation, it's you see the same artist, and obviously the time that it takes for an artist to create a piece of art is going to be more than 1 week in some cases. And
Yes.
so if you expect going like, let's say, week one, oh, I see this artist, the thing's so nice, I buy all their stuff. If you go and see them again on week two, right? If you are lucky, they have one new item. But at the same time, it'll be the same thing. Then you're like, oh, it's so boring. It's the same artist again, and they only have the same stuff. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. I seen like commission artist takes about 1 week to do like illustration. Even if I were to go a bit more into VTubers, some of them actually took about 2 weeks because there were so many layerings. Some of them can go up to like 3 to 4 weeks or
Yeah.
2 months, because it depends on the quality of art and the type of art style they are doing. So yeah,
Yeah.
doing art is something that is I would say that is not easy.
I mean, Taka, is the same for you being like, it's like expecting you to do two completely different set performances every weekend, so Saturday, Sunday, and having a new one every single week.
I'm actually burning out, guys. He hits the mark. He hits my pain.
That is the same expectation of when you have that many events happening at the same time. It will
Yeah.
literally be imagine if all the events decided that they wanted to hire to invite DJ Taka to go and to
Sifu.
perform. If he had to come out and find, let's say, okay, even if it's a half an hour set, right?
Yeah.
Let's say that's 15 songs, but you have to pick 15 different songs every single time, or not. Someone will say, ah, yeah, this song again.
Yes, exactly. Just sharing a bit like AGC, you've seen some of my set. Usually I won't do the same thing, like really. Like every time if I perform, it's gonna be a different set list of songs. So like recently I actually found a problem, like guys, when you I'll say a bit of the performance aspect is like when you go to an event, people only recognize those few songs, and when you try to make a set list, right, it's only between those songs. And when you want to try to mix up something different, like something like a rhythm game song that is targeting towards a very niche audience, they don't actually feel hype about it, because like when we DJ, the thing is that we perform based on the audience reaction, and if they are not giving that reaction, it's gonna be a big problem for us as a performer to like, are we doing a good job? So like when AGC said like events every week, I do agree because I felt that pain. You're hitting my pain.
Chad, we should figure out a way so that Taka has to perform every week.
No, no, no. Oh no, I'm scared. I barely even make time for myself to make original songs though. I've been planning to make more original songs. And if I were to perform like every week, right, I don't even have time to make songs. Like I would really want to do some songs for some of our talented cosplayer actually. I do have plans to work with some of them. Because there are some underrated cosplayer as well. So that is something that I really want to work with, but it's like, guys, please don't make me DJ every week. But then again, it's not easy to get money, so yeah.
Yeah, so that is my general perspective right now, being like it's tough on everyone. It's tough on the event goers, it's tough on the boothing artists, performers, cosplayers, whatever. Event organizers, I would also say it's kind of tough for them because if they are the good ones will care about the entire event experience, so they put in a lot more effort. But at the same time, I believe that there are some events who are literally a cash grab because they'll be like, yeah, we just collect money from the booths and then we collect money from the from the attendees, and it will just sort itself out kind of thing.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yep.
So I think we covered the good and the bad part of Southeast Asia ACG events. So let's talk about a bit more on the cultural aspect. So as we all know, ACG event comes from Japan. So I think AGC also been to Japan for quite a few times already, if I'm not mistaken. So compared to Japan, like it's the origin, the birthplace of anime, cosplay and games culture. How does it felt when you go to an event outside of Malaysia? Is it a very different thing, or is it like something that is it's still close, but there are something that is unique? I would say I'm not sure how to phrase it, but it's like there are something different about Japan event that they have that Southeast Asia's event cannot replicate. Yeah.
Guys, just to say, Taka is asking me about Japan because I haven't been to Europe and US yet.
Oh no.
No. Yeah, no, because from when I was reading back, because sometimes I like to read about history, and supposedly the first cosplay event was actually not in Japan, but
Oh?
in the US.
That's surprise, guys. This is a surprise.
So, like, one of the first few conventions that happened about this was like Star Trek, where people will dress up as a Star Trek character. If maybe Star Trek's too old a series for most of the
So
viewers.
old.
But so like from the 1960s, there's been people who wear the outfits and then they attend a convention to hang out and talk about the events and stuff like that. So yeah. So it
I'm
may
quite
not have been
surprised,
Japan.
I am so
you-
surprised.
I think if you Wikipedia or you Google it about what was the very first cosplay event, it might actually be US.
Oh my god. I actually learned something because it's like all of our ACG culture is basically originated from Japan. Like that because of anime, that's why we have cosplay. Maybe because of game, we got cosplay. I didn't expect US to actually have that first phase out, So this is like a whole different history lesson that we are learning over here. I
But
am
it's
so
just like-
shocked.
It's just like the word anime is actually a Japanese version of the word animation, and the first animations were like Walt Disney stuff
Yes,
even
yes.
before. So it's actually more Western than you think.
I am so surprised about that.
Yeah, but okay, let's get back to the main question.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is because Japan likes to, I feel like Southeast Asia tends to have events where they have to give you everything. So I like to explain it as when you go to Japan and you have food, you get like your ramen, so it's just noodles and meat. You have your bento sets. Everything is very compartmentalized, especially for events. Being like some cosplay events are specifically cosplay events. It's literally just organizer has an open space for cosplayers to come and show off their cosplays. Then they have Dojin events, which is where all the artists and everything. So the biggest Japan event that most people know about is Comic-Cat, and I've been to Comic-Cat after the pandemic, this December we're going, and it'll be the 5th time in a row that I'm going. And Comic Cat has, when it first started, it was literally a platform for fan artists to sell their merchandise based on their favorite manga or animation. That's why it's like 105. So if you think that they do an event every 2 years, this Comic Cat has been going over 50 years already, which means from the 1970s until now. Yes,
That is
cosplay.
very interesting actually. It's like Japan, they only target Pacific part of like the ACG event. It's like this event is just for cosplayer, just for you to admire cosplayer. And then we got events that is specifically targeting for like, oh, I like this artist work, so I go and visit them. And then of course the concert is like basically every week. I know that the Japan, they have underground show and concert. So it's like overseas, like Malaysia and like the rest of Southeast Asia, they just bundle up like a all-in-one starter pack for anime and throw it to you to enjoy.
So I was using the food analogy. Malaysia, Singapore events is literally Zapfan.
Zapan. That's a
Where-
nice
where-
term to put it.
Everything is laid out for you, and you can just pick and choose the things that you want to see. Because why? Going back to our previous question, it's everything is just animated because there is this fear that I feel from organizers being like, if it's only artists, I will lose a portion of my attendees. If it's only cosplayers, I won't. So it's evolved within Southeast Asia where it's like, and I think it also goes back to the fact that usually there was only maybe 1 or 2 events that happen every year in Malaysia back then. So it's like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it with everything in, and also at the same time, because right at the beginning, all the communities were small. So you're literally being like, I know this group of people who like cosplaying. There's about 50 of them. I know this group of people who love anime songs. Back then, it was about anime music videos, AMVs, right? People would enjoy editing the anime to match whichever song. You have so many. You got all the Linkin Park. You got the Falling in My Sleep. Then
The classics, guys. Classic.
they actually still do that in Germany now. There was actually a
Wow.
section where they would have like people would submit their anime music videos. So going back, the reason why Southeast Asia is more is because at the beginning the groups were very small. So the only way to make an event happen is like, you call the AMV guys, then you call the cosplay guys, then you call the artist people, then we all put money together and we create an event and then hope that, our friends and maybe some general public will be interested to come and see it. So that's how it's evolved.
That makes a lot of sense. That's why it's like Safana, guys. Safan. Remember, Malaysia, everything wajah. That's why we got Manglish, Manglish. Then
Yeah,
guys,
so-
remember? Yeah.
Whereas in Japan, I think the communities were large enough on their own because obviously it's a birthplace of manga, anime kind of thing, that if you were to do an event specifically for, let's say, one genre or one type of content, you will have like 5,000 people confirm.
Yeah. Makes sense.
And this is like 5,000 people who are already fans. They know exactly what they're there for. And then you have additional people on top of it. Southeast Asia, obviously, it's still growing. The community is more growing. But at the same time, does that mean that? And I think it's interesting to think that should Southeast Asia now, knowing that they have such a large community of people who be keen, that they should start segmenting events also.
Yeah. Because this actually links up to our next question. Is like community participation. And when we talk about segmentation from the Japan, right, it's kind of like we have a lot of events, and should we actually segment them to like specific things to
Genres,
target?
yeah,
Target to
certain-
specific peoples, I guess. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so earlier I was also saying something about there are events that are specifically for VTubers. I know there was one called V Expo that will happen
Yes.
in London in the UK,
Yes.
which is, I think, for most people is genuinely surprising, being like, wait, what?
I think there's one in the US. It was held at Hyatt, but I forgot what was it. It was an event at Hyatt whereby they have a VTuber meetup.
Yeah.
But I forgot what was the name of that event already.
But also surprisingly, coming back is like, how come Malaysia can't do it? There is a large enough quantity of VTubers, right?
Yeah.
But it's also a cost kind of situation.
Yes. it's a
AMG
cost.
had a whole section.
Yes, Offkai Expo. Actually, yes. J got it right. Offkai Expo. That
Yeah.
one was like the US event.
Yeah. So it's surprising because looking at AMG, they have such a big section for MY Malaysian VTubers and stuff. And it always brings me like, is it possible to kick off a mini or just to start like a smaller event that's primarily, but at the same time, it comes down to cost.
Yes.
Who is going to bankroll and who's going to fund it so that this actually happens? And what happens if people don't come? It's always that worry, right?
Yeah. Actually, for this, I can say a bit, but again, guys, don't clip what I say because it's like a general discussion. You'll be surprised that a lot of Malaysian watch VTuber, but surprisingly, they don't watch local. They watch international instead. So it gives like a situation whereby Malaysian doesn't support their own content creators for some reason, and when it comes to doing a event, cost is involved, and you also need a pulling force. Like, for example, when we want to do an event, you need like someone who has that popularity to pull in people so that they will come to the event to see that person, but at the same time they will just enjoy what is the event that is offering. So I think that is something that is like you need to have that sort of like level of popularity to bring in people. But at the same time, it's like I've been observing like Malaysian actually watch a lot of Hololive, but for like our local scene, some of my friends who are actually doing quite well, their viewer is like 10 to 12 people, and they are not in like one state. They are from different states. So it's pretty hard to
So-
host events like this actually. Yeah.
I think it's down to the same thing of there's a lot of pop culture influence, there's a lot of entertainment influence, but I like to use a food analogy once again. It's like you go to a buffet,
Yeah.
right? And this is your lunch. So, but you can only choose one item to eat. So, when I say choose one item, because your stomach size, it's also like the amount of time that you can dedicate to, let's say, one VTuber.
Yes.
The choice between ramen or kolomi.
Yes.
And this is like, okay, you already spent $20 to come in to the event, or in this case, $20 for the buffet. Will you choose to eat the ramen first, which feels exotic, different from local food, or would you go for your kolomi?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense at the same time. It's like I want to support everyone, but at the same time, it's like, okay, guys, let me just give you a nice joke.
Guys, Taka doesn't like kolomi, just letting you guys know.
Hey, I like Colomino. No. I want to say something funny because it's like AFA was 2 weeks ago. Yes, it was 2 weeks ago, guys. Is it? Yeah, 2 weeks ago. I have a phone, and I was actually at our one of my mods each channel. We were actually like chatting over there, and then we have AGC on the other side. I'm like, AGC each, I want to support both of you, but I only got one screen. How am I gonna go back and forth? I was like,
Time to get more phones or more monitors.
I was outside, I was actually traveling to a private event, so I got no choice. I was like, shit, I should have bring another phone. I should have buy another phone. But at the same time, it's like, what's the point of having more phones if I just use them to support stream? Not that I don't want to support, it's just like for that one purpose. It was so
So, guys,
funny.
we are also very appreciative that you're spending your evening listening to us talk about really silly things.
Yes, we are talking about half serious stuff, and we are talking about things that I don't even that
Yeah.
Okay, fine, I
So
give up.
so if we come back to the previous question,
Yeah.
is I think the differences is just literally because of the size of the community that's supporting each of the different content areas. So if we talk about level of community participation, it is, but people are so used to, in Southeast Asia especially, people are so used to, I need to like everything. Also because you're looking at the fact that it's events are not cheap here.
Yeah.
So it becomes more of like, if I'm going to go for an event or like something, I have to support like more than one things. I know there are actually some people in the community who literally is like, I come to this event, my only aim is to say cosplayer A. Once I see cosplayer A, I take a photo with her or him and I buy their photo book and everything. I am done. I'm leaving the event kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at the same time, it's for a logical point of view, everyone else that is there presenting themselves loses out because this person only came in for one thing and one thing only. But at the same time, if you are somebody who's like, oh, I need to find cosplayer A, B, C, D, E, then after that I need to go and find VTuber A, B, C, and then I also need to support artists A, B, C, D, and then after that I still need to queue up for concert and everything. It is a very bang for their buck experience, but at the same time, it's also very taxing on the individual attendee as well.
Yes, it's very tiring, guys. It's very tiring. I will actually say that. Before I was actually like performing, I went up to, as you guys know where I am currently. I moved to my current place 2 years ago. My first event was actually the event at Paradigm Mall, and that was like the first major event after COVID. And I was like, yeah, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do everything. I'm like, mentally taxing. So tired. And then like when I get home, I'm like, oh my god, my feet is killing me.
So that's how I feel about it. Community participation, every country is different. But I feel like communities are not as built compared to other countries. Vietnam, I feel, has a pretty strong community in some areas. They have, because like Vietnam and Thailand, these two countries I find is really fun because they have this thing called random dance kind of situation.
Random dance.
Yeah. So it's like they will find all the super popular K-pop or J-pop songs, and then they'll play the most cool segment, and then everyone will just, people who know how to dance it will just run to the center of the station, to the center, and then they'll all start dancing along with the song. And then that builds a community. But I feel like it's not something that is so doable in Singapore and Malaysia. Some events have tried doing it. Singapore, I think, is because of just copyright rules and everything, being like, you want to play all these songs, you have to go and apply for a license kind of thing.
Yeah.
Malaysia, I'm not sure whether it's also
Malaysia,
because of
there are
copyright.
some, I would say. I seen a cosplayer like Kurisu, that I've been following recently, actually does some of these random dance at event. But at the same time, right, when it comes to like random dance situation, I heard stories that it's actually a taboo to play like K-pop song at anime's events. But surprisingly, these days I'm finding more people accepting to this. It's a very
as
big
long
surprise.
as long as you play League of Legends KDA songs,
Yes.
it apparently works. But technically, when you look at it, it's A, not a Japanese song, B,
Yes.
it's not an anime song.
Yes, yes. Like these days, people are accepting it, which I'm kind of like, okay, that's interesting. Yeah.
So when we hear people like that, they're obviously gatekeepers because it's like, no, it's not right. It should be pure.
Yeah. Pure. Yeah, exactly.
Which is
So,
also why I feel like sometimes it's like, huh? Why is Taka playing this song at the anime event? That's not even an anime song, yo.
yeah, like the like these days, I'm actually like playing a mix of mainstream EDM back to ACG event. Just to let you guys know, the reason why I'm doing this is not because I want to do so. It's because it's more like I like, again, like what I mentioned just now, the anime song here and there is also is either Gurenge, Unravel, Oshinoko, maybe Kai Kai Kitan, maybe Evangelion. Like it back and forth is those few songs that makes people vibe. So maybe I'm trying to put a bit of mainstream inside as some sort of like a transition, but I still remain like 70% or 80% ACG. I try to stick with the main our event.
I feel that's where the challenge becomes, where you are work, and it comes back to all three questions we've been talking about, where you feel like if you are not doing what you expect people want,
Yeah.
that it's not right. So it's being like the level of community participation. But if I'm one person who I only love this, let's say this something, I don't want to like generalize it. I want to generalize it. I don't want to make it too specific. If you like this, but you only know maybe 3 people who like it, you want to go wild at the event, right? People will be like, "Yo, why this person good? Why this person who weird one?" You need to have a group, but people are always very shy to say that I enjoy this. Then you come back to your performers. Performers being like,
Makes
I
sense.
want to I want to bring in different songs. Or if you look at the anime song list, there are hundreds of songs. Because it's like people did not grow up with only the last 2 years of anime songs. If they are, then they're really new people. But you can help to expose them to even more songs from way back. I would be like, when was the last time someone played a One Piece song that was not like the latest season? If you play, you've got We Are that everyone knows, or
Exactly.
Naruto is still iconically famous.
And then we have
like,
JoJo as well, like really.
when was the last time you heard a JoJo song? Has anyone played what's the Golden Wind or
Golden
something?
Wind, yeah. I actually have a request to play that song. Like, it's like people ask me to play back the old anime song. It
Yeah.
comes a problem, you know. Olden days they don't actually have a lot of anime song remixes. It's only because like it links back to our mainstream music, I guess, because EDM has been rapidly being a main genre in the recent years, and you know there's a lot of DJs during COVID as well. So a lot of new artists, young fresh artists are doing remixes on anime song, and I really appreciated to expand my song choice. If I were to give it a choice, like AMG 2022, it took me at least 2 months to plan a set and to make sure that I have to make sure these songs are people that who can vibe with. I don't want to go up and people just see me like doing that and not vibing around. So like these days song choices getting anime song choices are a bit much more easier, but still it's quite limited. Yeah.
And it's mostly current songs, so I guess we need a chat GPT for anime song remixes.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I see a
I'm surprised
DJ
it's
in the
not out
chat.
I'm
Actually there
surprised it's
is.
not out yet.
There
Like,
is.
you basically say this is the original song, remix it to using let's say a DMB kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure AI could do it.
Actually, there is two AI. I think I can mention here. One is Suno AI. Actually, it's a music producer AI.
Okay. Right.
Another one is called SynGPT.
That's interesting. That's
Yeah,
very
it actually replicated song design. I would say sometimes these AIs help with music tools, but still like if we were to say creatively, it's still back to us,
It's true,
the
it's
real
true.
person to do the real job. You need a real person to do the real job.
It's true.
Yeah.
It for any situation, obviously it's supposed to be a tool assist, being like,
Yeah.
is it viable if you, let's say, take a Golden Wind and you turn it into a vocal trance style or something like
Yeah,
that, and see whether
something
it
like
fits.
that. Exactly.
Then going ahead and executing it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think let's move on to the next slide. We are also like running a bit. We have quite a lot of questions, but like, I'll try to pick the important one since we
Yeah.
have limited time.
No worries.
I think we already talked about the unique aspect of Southeast Asia ACG culture. Okay, we have a interesting questions. What is the one aspect of ACG event that you wish people to know more about? This is pretty interesting. One aspect
One.
or something that
Um,
I would say. Actually, we have a viewer. It was by Z Sun. Actually, we can link up to that question. So,
mhm.
what is the one thing that people should you wish people would know about that has been forgotten in the ACG event scene? Maybe this is something that we can look into it.
It's so hard, man.
Exactly. Like I have been receiving some interesting question. Something
Yeah.
that is like the old event. Let's consider like two periods. Post
Okay,
COVID and pre COVID. I would
okay. I
consider
think
that.
I think the main thing that we are talking that I feel like a lot of it tends to forget, and it works back to Zisan's question is it's about making friends. It's about forming communities at the event. Right now, with a lot of events that I go to, what I always see, I feel like I see it from a very outsider viewpoint, which is a bit sad, but it's not that easy to make friends with people anymore. In fact, quite a number of friends that I made during pre-COVID was literally while I was queuing in line with a cosplayer, and then I just struck a random conversation with the person in front of me and the person behind me, and then we share. Cause I will literally turn around and be like, "Oh, what are you queuing for this person for?" Then I'm like, "Oh, so you like this?" Cause then it'll be like, "I'm queuing for their photo book because it's this character." Then I say, "Oh, so do you like the cosplayer more or the anime more?" And then it's like if they say I like both, then I'm like, "Oh, so what do you like about anime?" You know. But nowadays, you see people in queues, if they're queuing for anything or they're hanging around, they're mostly looking at their phone. They're not really as interested to have a conversation with the person in front of them or person behind them. And I think that is what ACG events were literally not made to be something you come, walk in, buy stuff, then leave. It's walk in, experience stuff with people you come together with your friends, or to meet people who share common interests.
It's more like a celebration of something that we love if we were to put it in a much more uh, wholesome way, right? Am I
Yeah.
correct? It's like
Yes.
because like why I would phrase it like this is that I have a friend, a very long time friend named Cookies.
Mhm.
So I met him during high school. He was actually very scared to tell people about we consider anime as weeboo stuff, and I was not into anime. Sorry guys, I hope I'm not offending anyone.
Please cancel. Please
Um,
cancel.
but funny thing is that you know, like people back in the day, they call themselves like weeboo and this kind of thing. They they don't want to like let it out, you know, and they go to events. When he told me about Comic Fiesta, that is how I know about Comic Fiesta. And he went there, he told me that he met a lot of people, and that was back in like 2016 or
Yep.
17 when Comic Fiesta first switched to KLCC actually. So I've been hearing about a lot of things, and I was like, wow, that is so nice actually to hear all the stories. So for me, if I were to put it in a way, it's more like a celebration of the weeboos, the rise of the weeboos, guys.
But at the same time, even if you don't use Weeboos or anything, it's
Yeah.
literally about a platform for people to get to know more mutual fans and get to know each other. You know, that is the reason, right? If you
Yeah.
just wanna look at your phone or you just wanna follow, let's say, one cosplayer or anything, there are so many other ways. But I feel like that's what's been missing nowadays, being the just talk to the person next to you. Maybe you make a new friend that you don't know. But at the same time, everyone's a bit apprehensive about making friends as now because you're so judged about if I say something wrong, they're gonna be like, "Hey, I met this weird person at the while queuing in line for so and so, blah 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 blah."
Yeah, yeah.
It's the fear. There's a bit of a fear of people trying to actively socialize and
And
sorry, I'm just trying to, and also because nowadays because events are so big that it attracts also a lot of the general public to attend. And obviously, these people are even like, I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you love something, if you think something is really nice, then you're like, wow, shock, and then you get very hyped up about it. It's overexcited. Other people I see is like, why that person behaving so weird? So I think everyone's become a lot more self-conscious recently,
Yes.
especially with community confessions, cosplay confessions, and all that. Everyone's being like, I better not do something. If I do something, I'm going to be presented as that one weird person kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Back then, it
exactly.
was you never had this. If unless you did something seriously bad, it was just like okay, but there's nothing kind to say. But then it was just like, yeah, it's a fan, it's a fan.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah. Okay. I think we can move on to the next one. So the next one actually is like something that we have been noticing. So we have like Thailand Game Show and we have like Tokyo Game Show. So now this is something that we call like segmentation. What are the experience compared to like our general core ACG event? Because game shows are targeting on a specific game aspect, but then again, people treat it as ACG event. So anything that you can share about these game shows and also like the difference between them and ACG's experience?
Okay, let's see. That's where I guess the gaming part comes in because for ACG, because it's just like if you like anime, you probably like cosplay. If you like cosplay, you probably like gaming, or if you like anime, you like gaming. But it's always not so specific. With the game shows, actually they've existed a lot longer than cosplay or ACG events. Tokyo Game Show is very long. I also just came back from last month was G Star, which was in Korea, which is also a gaming convention.
Yeah.
These are pretty much platforms to showcase upcoming games. So if you're a console gamer or a PC gamer or mobile player nowadays, it's just a platform. So what happens is before it's people who are interested in just gaming or their next game to buy on Nintendo Switch, they'll go for that. But then they realize that if you have people cosplaying as your characters, that looks cool. It's something for people to take pictures of the booth, which gets you more views on social media. Before they would like hire actors or models or whatever.
Or the voice
But
actors, I would say.
voice actors not so much. So before that is literally we're talking about right at the start where cosplay wasn't a big thing. So they'll basically hire people who they'll be like, hey, I need you to dress up as a character. I'll pay you so much money, and then you just come and stand there and model for like 4 days. People do it. Nowadays, it's obviously with the number of growing cosplayers who already cosplay on their own and stuff. They are relatively cheaper than professional models, and but they have all the training that you need for someone to act as a character.
Makes a lot
So
of sense.
Yeah, so cosplayers got pulled in because they were the cheaper option.
I
And
see,
obviously, when you have cosplayers there, they are also will post that, oh, I'm a booth cosplayer at Sega's booth. That's free
free what we call portfolio, I would say.
yeah, it's free for portfolio,
Yeah.
but it's also it's a free shout out for the gaming booth.
Yeah.
Correct. So, and the thing is with that, they decided it's like, oh, if we really have these, let's say, local or general cosplayers who at that point cosplayers weren't seen as part of the gaming industry. They're literally just part-timers that's being hired, but these
Yeah.
part-timers are famous in their own circles.
Yeah.
And because of that, they'll be like, okay, so for this event, maybe we'll also let people come in costume. Obviously, people are doing that even before it was permitted, except Japan, because Japan has a very that's the main difference about Japan. Japan is, if you want to cosplay, you can only go to the event and then cos up. You can't walk around anywhere in Japan and cosplay without a permit. Yeah.
Wait, there's a permit? Why did I not know about this? Holy shit! Is there a permit? Oh my god.
In that sense, if you're going to be filming or taking photos, you can't just wear cosplay and go somewhere and take. You need to ask for permission. let's say it's a whichever location. I think in Malaysia it's literally like you want to take cosplay photos at KLCC or something, you also need to write in to ask for permission kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So gaming events became a bit more generalized, more accepting of cosplayers because why? It's free advertising. If someone who is paying money to attend the event is also dressed up as a game character from one of the games that's being featured, it's free advertising.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That makes a lot of sense as well. Cause like sometimes I feel that because it's a platform to showcase about games, but then like does it makes it relevant to like the anime and cosplay games community because they are quite similar audience target market, but they are not like that similar in a way. It's just like it's overlapping a bit between
the
each
lines
other.
have the lines have blurred so much, right? Because you
Yeah.
have games about animes and animes about games. You have animes about cosplay. You have animes about cosplaying as game characters. So,
I see.
Vera, you're from the Philippines. It depends.
Oh.
Do you go to events in the Philippines? Then Southeast Asia, Philippines is part of Southeast Asia anyway.
Yeah, yeah. So I think I can just like let you know we are talking about ACG culture in Southeast Asia. So basically our guest here, AGC TV, has been visiting all these event in Southeast Asia. So we are doing a bit of a sharing and also understanding about our so-called anime cosplay culture in between Japan and also like Southeast Asia, and also talk more about AGC's the way he does IRL streaming. We will go to the technical part in a bit. It's like after the two slides about this, we'll go to a bit of a tricky part.
Quite
But I
far.
think, yeah, but a lot of people wanted to do like IRL streaming. Like my mod each is also IRL ACG streamer if he's still here. But yeah, I think we can move
Yeah,
on to the next slides.
sure. Kamusta, just to say.
Yeah. Okay. I think I will skip the middle one because we actually have a lot of opinions about this, so I will skip this. But we will talk about question number the first and the last one. So what is so recent years, like my experience is like these days I'm seeing like Guardian is working with Spy X Family. Why? Doesn't make sense though in the first place.
Why not? The question is why not?
That is something that is surprisingly, I would say, because you're targeting a very niche market at the same time. And you know, when it comes to Malaysia, we have public opinions about animes and stuff. So I'm actually quite surprised that there are companies in Malaysia willing to like jump into the anime culture. That is something that is I'm quite surprised. Yeah.
Okay. Because it's super common in Japan. It's super common in Taiwan, especially those two countries from what I've seen, like doing anime and anime related crossovers
Yeah.
and brands. We do have companies in Southeast Asia that have been like getting jobs for cosplayers to promote certain brands and stuff like that. Would it not be because the anime community within the country is growing at a rapid rate? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. But at the same time, Banfei, just to let you know, Malaysia is actually a, uh, how should I put this in a good way?
No, but then you come back. But come
Yeah.
back. Even though you're, I know what Taka has his reservations, but at the same time, if you have a Upin and Ipin collab in Malaysia, that's a
Yes.
big deal.
Yes.
Because a lot of people know about it, and technically, Upin and Ipin is an anime.
Yes, exactly. It's like our locally made anime. But it's like when we talk about overseas, because you know maybe because of culture reserve and like clothing and stuff, I'm actually quite surprised. You know, like brands actually are willing to collab lah, despite all the restrictions. Which is something that I'm quite surprised.
The restrictions usually is based on, but at the same time, there it's all about money, right? If you
Yes.
offer enough money to whichever company, they'll be like, okay, yeah, sure, you want to use our IP for promotion, cool.
Yeah.
And also coming back, it's the same way where some IPs are literally looking for promotion. So if someone's willing to collab with them and help them break into a new market, that works as well. It's a
Yeah.
mutual kind of thing.
I see my chat saying, forgive me, it's offensive. Exactly. Malaysia is very restrictive when it comes to anime kind of stuff. Actually, there will be police going to anime events just to like, um, just just to share to you guys. 2 years ago, actually, a anime event got shut down by the government or the police, the authorities. Actually, no names are going to be mentioned, but these incidents tend to happen before. For Christina, we will talk about anime recommendation if we have time. So bear with us with a bit because we also have a bunch of questions to speak through. Yeah. Yeah, it's not Puspa, it's actually DBKL. Those kind of things. Is a district authorities, I would say. Something like that.
Okay, back to this main question. What is the best ACG X brand collab you have experienced? I hope I don't offend anyone, but it's the Pope and their new anime character, Luce, if you've heard of it.
Oh.
The Catholic Church has an anime character now.
I think my chat knows I'm Catholic, but to hear this is
The
like,
Vatican, right? Yeah. So literally it's like, I think that's probably the best. It's like, wait, anime and God have finally come together.
I'm a Catholic. I think my chat knows that. I'm hearing this for the first time. I'm actually kind of confused. Oh, oh no, I'm actually very confused. Actually, very confused.
Literally, if you type in Luce, Luce, and Catholic, it comes off. They literally have an anime mascot for the Catholic Church now.
Oh, you should. That is so interesting. I will actually look at that. Let me just like see this after our podcast. But that is interesting.
So
Okay.
I would honestly say that is probably the best brand collab in my experience. Being like, wait, what? Okay, thanks.
Okay.
That's interesting and that's cool. But it's brands and people are jumping onto the ACG platform because that is what the current generation is interested in. So if you want to gain brand relevance with the young generation, you have to pick what's obviously the of most interest right now.
Yeah, that's actually very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a very wow answer.
Taka did not expect that anime and religion would come together.
I'm a Catholic, so this is gonna be shocking facts to me, like legit. Okay. Oh my god.
First podcast and mind blown.
First
Guys.
podcast, guys. If you want me to bring more exciting guests like HGC, wow, I'm prepared. My brain is exploding. I should do this more often. Okay. Okay, let's go to something. Last question regards to our ACG culture.
Yep.
Make cafes.
Yes.
So Malaysia. Let's not talk about Malaysia only lah. Let's talk about Singapore, Southeast Asia, and also like Japan. What are the difference? Is there any difference, or are like the experience in terms of services anything different, or maybe food offering or prices? Anything you can share on that?
First one, language.
Language, of course, lah, brother.
First one, obviously, the main difference is language, which makes it quite a challenge. I've gone to a few maid cafes in Japan, but the challenge being the language. But nowadays, maid cafes in Japan have, especially the bigger ones, are understanding that they need to diversify and have English speaking maids in order to attract a more international, especially like if you go to Akiba, which is what
Yeah.
almost every otaku, any anime fan will go to, and they'll be like, oh, I want to go to a maid cafe. They are always challenged by the fact that if I don't speak Japanese, I won't really enjoy it.
Yeah.
So now they have English speaking, which makes it a little bit easier. Maid cafes in Japan have also diversified themselves, but unlike Southeast Asia, it has never really taken off. You usually get only like pop-up situations or within ACG
Events.
events that you will have that have the maid cafe. Because why? It's not sustainable. Maid cafes in Japan usually have the benefit of returning customers, because maid cafes were created as a way for interaction, and knowing that a lot of Japanese people tend to be very introverted and stuff like that. It was a way for them to go there, find a safe space to eat, to watch entertaining mates, to watch mates entertain them by performing or having a conversation with them and everything.
Yeah.
What's an otaku? An otaku is a Japanese term for someone who likes anime and
Yes.
gaming and stuff like that. Yeah. So
Exactly.
the main difference is maid cafes tend to be a very social experience in Japan, where it's about going there and having a safe space, and also in a way building a relationship with the maid. I'm not saying it as a parasocial, but it's kind of like, it's like meeting a friend constantly kind of thing, because making friends may not be the easiest for most otakus in that sense lah.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Like I think the Malaysia, I'll speak for Malaysia, is that I've been to one maid cafe before. It's more like you're going there to support your cosplayer, and that's about it, I would say.
Correct. And
Yeah.
the difference is also because they are always so ad hoc and not like a permanent location, that it's very different. You're going there to have one experience and maybe support who you already know, rather than going there
Yeah.
to, yeah. I was
If-
trying to think of a good example, but there isn't much. It's just in terms of games, the activities, the interaction is pretty much the same. But maid cafes in Japan and Taiwan are actually very similar, and basically is literally they always expect returning customers, because at the end of the day, they're also somewhat like a restaurant slash cafe, where
Yes.
they do make money not just from like fan interactions or guest interactions, but with the food and stuff like that. Whereas obviously with Southeast Asia one, because they literally they get money out of the whole experience, so it's very, very different. Yeah.
I think we were to sum it up, is like for Japan and Taiwan. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
The maids usually are not cosplayers. They are just there for just like as
It's an
our
actual
normal.
job.
It's an actual job. Like
Yep.
for our Malaysian side, it's more like we ask cosplayer and then they just go there for the fan base, I would say, to support their favorite cosplayer, and also for the so-called quote unquote maid cafe team, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that summarizes our ACG's culture in Southeast Asia. And also, I'll remember your name, Casey. Thank you so much. Okay, now we are going to get to a bit of a hectic part, for the geeks part. For those who wanted to do ACG stream, we have the technical streaming part. So I guess a lot of people are curious about how are you doing this streaming, because I heard story. I don't think you're using those like you open up YouTube or Twitch or mobile and you can stream from there. I think there's more into it as well, and also the most important thing is about internet. I think what we would like to know is, how do you actually run this up? Like, can we understand how you set everything up to live stream for these events? Yeah.
No, I cannot give away for professional information, Taka.
Let's go for a very general like I don't know.
Then
I
later
don't-
I'll have to be like, hey Taka, let me know your entire setup and what all the software you use for your
I don't
DJ
mind
stuff as
sharing
well.
mine though.
True.
I don't mind.
No,
I
like-
actually teach people, but I think this one is a very technical part that most people won't understand. But I think we can just do like a typical like how
No,
should I say?
I do get it. I'm just kidding about whole thing. But I think streaming setup is I actually went quite professional when I started. The gear I'm using now is pretty much almost the same as the gear when I first started, because I'm the sort where I will literally, and this literally how I started was off a tip from someone random who was like, oh, just look for this thing called Bella Box, Belabox.
Bella Box. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so from there, right, then you will start going down this rabbit hole on what is the thing that you need to buy, how to set it up and everything. So I'm not hand holding anyone here. So basically with that one keyword, it will unlock the secrets on how to set up but at the same time, I don't consider it a typical streaming setup nowadays because you just using a handphone is more than enough. The reason I'm use my gear is because I also record whatever is happening at the same time as I'm streaming it.
Ah, so which
Correct.
means that you have like a. So guys, if you want to understand a bit about recording, there, usually there will be some sort of thing called encoder. Usually this is the one that converts what we are streaming into a video format. It's either it can be uploaded to like YouTube, like what we are doing right now, or something that you record for archive and you can edit as videos, I would say. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. One of the reasons is we'll get to the next questions why I record everything, but at the same time is it's good to have because at the same time I always said from earlier, streaming is only an offshoot of what I actually wanted to do was which to create videos. At the same time, as a walking body cam, it's it's a way of self-protection at a way because it would be like if people accuse me of I mean it doesn't happen, it hasn't happened yet, but it's always a nice thing to be like if I'm being said to have done anything improper, or literally it's like I have footage of everything that I was doing at the event. If you want to check it, go ahead. I don't believe I did anything improper. Blah 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 blah.
So if I were to put it in a better way, is it considered as something like a dash cam?
Exactly. It is my own dash cam for my own personal protection. Obviously, people might want to record stuff because they are doing something outrageous. For me, it's like I'm having this as a memory for myself, but also being like, you know, yeah. It sounds weird, but especially because I take it a bit more seriously because I go to so many different countries. Etiquette and what people are concerned with in other countries might be different. You know, some people will be like, oh, why are you recording me? Or some will be like, do you ask me something improper? And that kind of thing. So as long as video evidence, I'll be like, something may have happened, but I explained myself. Or if you look through the video, you'll see that, you know, it wasn't as serious as some people thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So when it comes to streaming, I think everyone already know Bella Box. If you want to try to become a streamer, try to look out for Bella Box. But if you want to do it the easy way, just use your phone, okay?
Yeah.
And if you have no money, don't give excuse. You can just use your phone to stream. You just need an extra power bank, okay? I don't want anyone come to me say that they want to stream, they don't know how to stream. Technically, your phone is your streaming device as well.
Start easy. Just use the FB video chat and then chat with your family members if they're interested in what you're walking around and seeing. That would show whether you have or ask your friends to watch you if you're going to an anime event and they're
If
not
you're
there.
not shy, if you're not shy, I know a lot of people are shy, but you have to come out with your comfort zone. I think we can. This one is a question that we will answer in a bit. Yeah. So I think the next one, the next two question is quite similar, but
Somewhat,
then
somewhat.
they are somewhat similar, but at the same time it's a bit different. So maybe
Yep.
we can see you can have this answer both at the same time. Is challenges in streaming at ACG's event, and another one is like, you know, when it comes to streaming you need internet, etc. And sometimes I actually do I'm very curious on how AGC stream at all these countries, because technically internet is expensive, to be honest, as far as I'm aware of. It's very
Not
hard to get
everywhere.
it's hard
Not
to get
everywhere. Yeah.
it's hard to get
Okay.
free internet. Oh. Oh my god, but still we are
Okay.
interested to know about that aspect.
Okay. So first challenge about streaming at ACG events in Southeast Asia, language.
language.
I don't speak Vietnamese. I don't speak Thai. I'm not. But at the same time, because it's an ACG event, generally people can understand you if you're asking basic stuff in English, being like, "Hi, can I get your photo?" You know what I mean? That's why I don't usually do like extended interviews with cosplayers or take up their time too much, because language is always a challenge for everyone, and I try to be as respectful as possible, only if like people are taking photos. So one of the challenges is also the next challenge is obviously being respectful of people, always being understanding that not everyone wants to be on video and stuff. So you need to know when to manage, when the camera should be on you, or it's something that you can walk around. So usually I have the camera facing outwards if I'm talking to someone I know, or it's just like the general vibe of the event where it's not fully featured on like somebody. If I'm engaging with somebody, I will try to make it known that we're actually live first
Yeah.
before we have an actual conversation, and that kind of stuff. And then we go on to internet connectivity challenges. Internet is not great in some countries. It's not usually the most expensive. Malaysia is not great, but it's also not expensive. Philippines is okay, except if you are at certain venues. In the Philippines, there's one venue that they enjoy using. It's called SMX, and internet can be quite bad there, mainly because of it's a convention venue, but it's the system there, the network there is not set up to take maybe more than 5,000 concurrent connections.
Oh.
So when you have more than 5,000 people attending a convention, the internet's not going to work.
Makes sense.
It happens for Malaysia as well. The mines where AMG is also has the same issue where once the amount of attendees crosses, let's say 8,000, your internet gets very spotty.
Oh.
Yeah. Vietnam is fine, but Vietnam, the last Hobby Horizon I went, where they actually had more than, I'm quite sure they were at least about 8 to 9,000 people there per day. The internet actually got spotty, like it wasn't great. The especially indoors. Outdoors it was a little better, but it's because for those who don't know, your mobile connections are actually powered by it's kind of like a modem, and each modem can maybe have like 500 to maybe 1,000 connections at the same time. So once that one has filled out all these connections, it will literally say like, nope, I can't process your phone connection, I can't process your Wi-Fi or your mobile connection. So mine's not very good. KLCC, when we're talking about the upcoming Comic Fiesta, also a little bit iffy sometimes, but not as bad.
That's nice to hear. I would say that is something good. I don't know.
I don't remember. There were times where it was actually quite bad. So normally when I've ascertained that it's because, let's say, that one particular mobile repeater is full or it's causing issues, I will just, the fastest way I can fix it is being like, hey, chat, we're moving to a different area to try to recover it. But sometimes in the situation, it's the entire convention area is completely overloaded. I only have two choices, which will be like, I'm sorry, but everything's being recorded, so therefore we can always review it on another day, or I'll do a YouTube video that you can watch if there's something that you're hoping to see and you missed it. Most people are quite understanding that if the internet is bad, there's nothing much you can do about it.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's literally to go to a completely different area. Sometimes almost having to leave the event venue. So it's that kind of like, you have to think, it's like, do I want to retain my audience or do I still want to continue? But my audience always is, they are reinforced by the fact that everything's recorded. So there's an opportunity to just go through it again. It's just that they can't see it live at that moment because internet connectivity. Glad that my audience is actually also quite understanding when it comes to that.
That's very nice to hear. That's why you're doing video archives as well, which is nice for those who can't make it to the stream or those who miss out. Yeah.
Yep.
So I think we can go on to the last aspect for streaming. Any advice for someone who's new who wanted to jump into this? We answered a bit on just now, but let's go on to a much more detailed explanation. If
The-
someone in the chat really wants to do it, I'm not sure.
My first reply is please don't.
Instant answer, guys. Instant answer. No need to think twice. Is it because it makes you suffer or what?
No, because I will be quite honest. In a lot of cases, event organizers don't look too kindly with live streaming
Oh.
because it's at this point in time, it's still not really considered a proper or credible platform to to do promotion. People like websites will be like, hey, this event is coming up. This is how you get tickets. Whereas because we're doing it live, there might be a little bit of a concern being like, we are stealing customers because they will think like, oh, people will say I can watch you, so I don't need to buy a ticket to go to the event. Right? This could be a train of thought, but at the same time, it's also live streamers haven't been getting the best reputations recently. So obviously it'll be like it would not, and a lot of people try to jump in because of the fame. If you want to do it, you have to know what is your aim. Is it to make yourself popular? If it is, please don't. There are much other more interesting things and a bigger. This is a niche audience. Taka mentioned it earlier. It's
Yes.
also quite niche. So you're not going to have explosive numbers with like 5,000 people watching you or something like that.
Yes,
So-
exactly, guys. It's like I think if you guys some of my fans here when I debuted back in October, I actually actually did a interview with Jay Agony here. We were actually talking about problems of how to make your stream interesting, and like for me it's like these days I think during COVID there's a over amount of supplies of content creators because I think number one they have nothing to do, number two is like an easiest way to make yourself famous, I would say. But guys, reality fact check is everyone is doing something that is very same. If you're not doing something that is standing out and captures people attention, you are just gonna be another average streamer. That's how much I would actually like mention without going in depth to those. Not to get cancelled though, guys.
I'm also a very average streamer, but at the same time, I feel like I am hopefully showcasing cosplayers or events that people don't know about. That has always been my initial aim, being like, did you know there were cosplay events in like Vietnam? I don't think anyone thought about Vietnam as having an active cosplay community.
Yes.
In fact, there are other countries that I want to go to that haven't taken the opportunity. It's like Myanmar and Cambodia also have cosplay events.
Wait, no joke. You
Do
know
you
what?
know that? Yeah. Do you also know that South Africa has a Comic Con and it's actually quite big?
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god, guys! Like to be honest, right? I only know about Vietnam event after like AGC went to Vietnam this July, but the event was cancelled. But then we launched the event like last month. It was that time I noticed that Vietnam has its own ACG event, and it's as big. From what I heard, it's almost as big as a Comic Fiesta. I don't know. Am I correct or wrong? I'm not sure. I was being told that it's as big as Comic Fiesta, which was quite a surprise to be honest. So yeah, man, I'm so out. I'm so living a cave, huh?
Like I said, my aim has always been as my excuse to travel and hopefully to promote more talents across the region, so that it's not just if you are Malaysian, you have to target the Malaysian community. If you're from the Philippines, the only way that you're going to get bigger is within Obviously, there's local support is always a very important thing, but if I can help someone get a regional push, that's always great. But that is obviously a very long term plan. But if you are someone who's like, oh, I want to stream because it's cool, I can get famous, it'll get me into events easily, I'll be a respected person. Really, it's a lot more than you think it is.
It's
Please,
much more harder, guys. Trust me.
yeah, don't get into something just because you think it's gonna be a easy way to make money or it's gonna make you popular.
Like plus the if I were to say, right, I think certain investment has to come becoming a streamer as well. So yeah, you may not be able to get the return that you desire. That's number one. And sometimes it's just like that impulse moment that you want to do streaming, and then like after 2 to 3 months later you feel like, this is not my thing. So yeah, so you guys have to really think carefully before you start streaming, whether it's an IRL streamer or VTuber like me. Like really, this is
Actually,
not a simple decision.
Actually, the funny thing is, I was thinking about that. Always wanted to comment about. I think it happens everywhere in all the countries. You walk around and you see people with their DJI, DJI Osmo 3 or their GoPros and stuff, or their
Those are
360
ain't cheap,
cam.
that is like really ain't cheap.
But I always find it funny because my main question that comes out is like, we have so many people recording content, but where does that content go?
Exactly.
Right? Because I think also it might not resonate with everyone, but it goes back to when people were having family holidays together. They will record. Let's say they'll use a camcorder, they'll record it, and then
Yeah.
they'll look back on it as a family kind of thing. But when you go and you record stuff at an anime event, who are you showing it to?
That makes a lot of sense.
So I'm very amazed when I see like masses of people who are not like live streamers or YouTube celebrities or people who are going up on YouTube with like, because I have tried when I first started streaming at Comic Cat and doing videos about Comic Cat, I actually did a search to see like what was kind of okay, what was not okay in terms of showcasing the content. And I was like, it's not that many people who are doing it. But when you go to an event, you see a whole bunch of people holding their DJIs or their action cams. I'm like, you record then you put where?
You know what? Funny joke. I don't want to call it a joke. Funny story.
Mhm.
Every time I see people record my performance, I was hoping to actually find them somewhere either on YouTube or Instagram, because
Now
it's very
nowadays it's
important to
TikTok.
clip. It's like they help you to promote, but at the same time, it's like I can't find any videos. Like, huh? Doko? Nande? Where's my
Right.
video? And like, oh my god. Like again, guys, I was actually very grateful for AGC for recording my AMG video, just to let you guys know.
2 years, 2 years. I
It's
recorded
2 years,
on it.
Yeah, 2 years in a row. Even my Malaysian book of record as well. And I'm very grateful for that. Because we need this kind of people to help promote underrated talents, and some you know
Did he
people
just call
need
himself an underrated talent?
No, I didn't call myself. For me, it's just that I would like to promote underrated talent. I'm more like those kind of people that I see talent but they are not getting recognition. I will try to help them. As some cases, it's like maybe I'll try to help them do mixing a song cover. That's what I would do, I would say. But yeah. Okay. So I think that's covered on the technical streaming part. So guys, remember, don't simply make the impulsive decision to stream. Okay. I think this one was the next segment is pretty interesting because you just to recap, AGC had two booths this year. First time boothing at Hobby Horizon and Anime Fest Asia. So actually, he brought in a bunch of cosplayers. So I have someone over here who actually asked a very unique question, which let's jump into it. how did your streaming help you to connect with so many cosplayer? Question by Tendo Cos, which I still assume is a cosplayer because there's a cos word behind. So yeah.
I would honestly say again, it didn't, because it's a lot harder to have a live stream on and talk to someone. I have had a lot of situations where they go like, "Oh, you're live streaming," and you know that the mood and expression can completely change because they know that they are live, kind of thing. So streaming doesn't help me connect with that many cosplayers. It's
Yeah. Don't
the
try,
part that
guys.
the part that helps you connect is showing up, being there, being polite, being friendly, being respectful, and supporting them as a cosplayer. Once you do all that, then it helps. Obviously, even then people ask is like, no, you stream so you can get media pass so you can go and talk to them. My media pass has actually been from because of previous partnerships with and working with writing about anime events and writing about game reviews and movie reviews, which has allowed me to use that to jumpstart my streaming access. So streaming does not help you connect with cosplayers. It's all the groundwork and all the history that you've developed with people that helps you. Once you make a good friend and they know that you are someone that is nice, understands the culture, is not going to do something weird when you have a conversation with them, then it helps you to build credibility. Then you can get to know more cosplayers.
Yeah. So guys, please, if you think that you are gonna do streaming just to get a cosplayer girlfriend, don't. That is a big no, okay, guys. Please. Like what
Maybe
AGC
cosplayer
says.
boyfriend. Maybe you can get a cosplayer boyfriend. Let's
What?
not be sexist here.
Okay. That makes some sense. I would say. I don't know. But guys, if you guys want to do this kind of thing, no. Like if you think streaming can get you a cosplayer friend or something, like what AGC said, don't.
Yep.
It's like if you go and support them, maybe you at some point you might build a friendship with them. That could be the case, but streaming, no, I would say. Uh okay. I think the second question will be pretty normal. I'll skip that one. Let's go to the next one. What is the funniest or most unexpected interaction you have with a cosplayer during live stream, or even not during live stream will work. Either way will work.
Right off the top of my head, I don't have any super significant one. Funniest is probably, I don't know, because most of the time when I'm streaming, I'm like super shy, so it's a bit hard. But most unexpected interaction usually comes on when I'm like streaming, and then I'm talking to a cosplayer or something, and they go like, "I know you. I watch your streams." I'm like, "What?"
You're like, huh? Doko, nande? Why
Yeah.
me? Why are you watching me, right?
Yeah. So on my side, that is always the most unexpected interaction, because I'm used to people watching, but not that many people watching. So when I meet someone for the first time, or I meet especially a cosplayer, and they go like, "No, I've seen your stream, I've seen your content before. I know who you are." I think to me that is always the more unexpected. So I don't want to say because I'm super humble about it, but it's all like, it makes me glad that people are noticing the content in any form or what, and they know that I've been trying to help promote anime events, ACG events,
Yeah.
and cosplayers in general, kind of thing.
That's nice to hear. Actually, it's like what most content creator would like to hear. If you're someone that you admire actually watch your content, that is actually like true the most unexpected thing that will ever happen, even for me as
Yep.
well. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next one. I think we actually answered this question. How do you manage to build friendship with a cosplayer while remaining a professional approach? I think we just answered that.
Do it when you're not streaming.
Yes. Do it. Just show up to their. Just show up. If they are having a event appearance, support them maybe, but don't expect anything in return. I think there's a lot of I think I've seen situation before whereby people expect something in return. Please don't
I
do
think
that.
that's, but I think that's normal in
It's
a lot
normal
of
to have that,
situations. But
I would say.
yeah,
It's just that sometimes people throw a tantrum if situation like this happens. So yeah.
when you have parasocial situations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We have 2 questions down here. Are there any misconception about cosplayer you would like to share? An interesting question, actually.
It is, but it also opens a very big can of worms in that situation because there are different levels of cosplayer. You've got your casual cosplayers, you've got your semi-professional cosplayers, you have your full-time cosplayers, and there's a section that we're not going to talk about it too much, but there's also the ones who pander to a slightly more adult audience. That's all I'm going to say. And I think some misconceptions is that they are all the same. When I say that, I mean like people judge casual cosplayers at the same level as other cosplayers who may be doing it full time or have invested more money into it, being like, why their cosplay so bad? Why don't they put more effort into it? You know, the next misconception is, oh, cosplayers are only doing it because they want attention. They're all attention seeking people, and it's not that at all. People should be cosplaying because it's fun. They want to experience, dressed up as a character that they like and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
the misconception is just like, oh, the person wear because they want to be popular, or they want people to notice them senpai and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Any other misconceptions that cosplayers will all say ooh to you, or they'll be all super anime like when you talk to them?
I think that's a lot of people who expect when they meet a cosplayer. But guys, really don't believe in the hopes and dreams. Okay.
Yeah.
I
And
would
yeah,
just say that some girls may have husky voice, deep voice. So don't expect every girl will say ooh to you like this. Oh no! I actually made myself a clippable content. No, don't
goodness,
clip
I just
it.
did it.
No, shit. I
But yeah,
actually did it.
misconceptions always is that cosplayers are willing to do anything you ask them to do when in a photo, or they will behave exactly like the character that they're cosplaying. So it's like, oh, that cosplay, that character is my waifu, so she has to behave exactly like my waifu. In fact, she has to be my waifu. Yeah, that's 100% misconception.
Yeah, guys,
Yep.
please. Sometimes you have to differentiate reality and what is fictional.
Yeah.
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 So I think this one is a very hard question. It's like a trick question. But any cosplay you would like to shout out?
No. I will get in trouble if I mention one and not like the other 192 or something. If you guys like to know about any cosplayers, or you want to find out more about some of the cosplayers that I know of and stuff, just check out my Instagram. There are about 800 people that I'm following, and most of them are super cool cosplayers, and they are
Remember to follow
obvious-
them.
yeah,
I'll link
they're
up to
obviously super nice
AGC
people.
socials in a bit. I should have do
Yeah.
that in the beginning. So sorry.
No worries.
But let
But
me
yeah,
just
if-
throw it in here and pin it to the chat.
Yeah. So my Instagram is literally a cosplayer shout out. Just go scroll through. Most of the cosplayers are all tagged to their own Instagram, so it's very easy for you guys to go and find out. And if you think they look cool, drop them a follow on their socials as well.
Yeah, remember to support all these cosplayers. Okay. Okay, I think that goes the end of our so-called the segment that we were supposed to ask. But we have the Google Form session, as you guys remember. We I have 2 special questions which I don't know how to actually answer them. But I'll leave it to you to answer them.
Right.
So yeah, okay, we have some interesting one which I will get those first. What kind of live performance do you wish that can be shown more in Southeast Asia ACG's event, and why? By Con.
DJ Taka performances.
I wish I can, but I got no money to go overseas. But guys, I've been wanting to go to overseas to perform for quite a while. It's
Yeah.
just like, I've been sending, okay, secretly saying, I actually send a lot of requests and emails. I'm not getting replies. A bit sad to say. These days some people, I actually get replies that you don't have a big following even though you perform at these events. They may think that you are not big enough to put in an audience, which is understandable on a organizer perspective because they have to invest on airplane ticket and hotel to bring you there. So yeah, so if you really want me to go overseas, remember to follow my socials and also follow my YouTube and watch my stream. Maybe somehow we get viral and I I managed to go overseas. But back on topic is like um I really hate okay, AGC AGC. Let me just go a bit off topic on this question. Do you think event organizer should get performance based on their number of followings or even like any events, or is it based on their quality of performance? What's your opinion? I know it puts you in a tight spot, but honest answer are appreciated.
Okay, honest answer. Event organizers don't have the time to vet everybody. So the quickest and fastest way is to look at numbers because the more popular you are, the more credible you are. That is unfortunately how it works for literally every person in any kind of public facing situation where
Yeah.
I can only determine how good you could potentially be by looking at how many people are watching you.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense, and I do agree on that. It's not like I like everyone has been asking me like when is my next performance. I actually received some question like Taka, when is your next performance? Like again, guys, it's not because I don't want to. It's just that I did try my best, and if the event organizer are not keen on it, I can't do anything about it. If you force them, you're just gonna give them a very bad impression, guys. So
Plus, on the next point, it comes down to a money issue. Like you were just talking about being like, if they're paying for your expenses, then obviously they want the most visibility for every dollar that they're spending on you.
Yes.
It comes down to if you have a person who has, let's say, 500 followers, but you are super good compared to someone who has 50,000 followers,
yeah.
spending $500 on you is $1 per, let's say $1 per viewer you have, opposed to 0.001 cent for every viewer for that 50,000 person.
Yeah.
The odds of, if you look at it at being like, if only 1% of that person's audience shows up, for the smaller one, it's only 5 people.
Yeah.
But on the bigger one, 1% is like 500 people.
Yes.
So that is the honest thing. That is why on my side with my events is being like having an opportunity to take some of these smaller viewers and smaller content creators and saying that, hey, let's go do it. Otherwise, you need to kind of like fund your own way. Being a content creator is a lot. It's like a self-owned business. You have to invest in
Yeah.
yourself if you can't find someone to invest in you.
Yeah. I can only give like an amount like I can say for Takakazuki I can give an estimation almost um 5,000 USD. That's how much I can say. And I don't expect any return because I'm doing it for fun. I still holds a big gratefulness, that sense of gratefulness that I managed to build my music production hobby in this community, and I'm doing it still for fun. Like I will be very appreciative if organizer invite me to perform, but still in the end it comes down to like if they really want to take a gamble at you. I'll share a bit of story. I'm not sure if I told AGC this story or not, but a lot of people know because I used to share it. The reason how I even got to AMG is because like the event organizer actually missed out my email, and then they'll like send a follow up and say like, Taka, do you want to do a closing performance? because I forget to message you back. I sent it to the wrong email. I'm like, that was that time I freeze on the spot. I don't know
it's
how
a big
to.
break.
I don't. Okay, and I'll be legit. My friend Cookie, my longtime best friend since high school, he actually sponsored my DJ controller for that. We were actually making a joke, you know. He was actually asking me to go and perform at event, and that was back in 2018. He said that I've been to Comic Fiesta. I think you can perform at Comic Fiesta. And I was like, hey, friend, brother, sure, bro. Comic Fiesta is a big stage and they invite international guests. Do you expect me, someone who is a nobody, to perform there? And you know what? 5 years later, jokes on me. Jokes on me, you know. I'm actually like, you know, I'm getting slapped in the face and say that I'm performing at Comic Fiesta, you know. And you know, I was very grateful that he was there to witness everything. And you know, I still hold a lot of weight, respect, and you know, thankfulness to that long time best friend of mine. But back on topic is that, you know, AMG actually took a gamble on me, and since then it helps me to jump my career along with AGC's video archives as well. So I'm here because of these two important factors in life.
At least now you have a show reel. If anyone is like, hey, can we look at what you did before, and then you have videos of it that you can immediately share.
Yeah. And actually, someone actually came to, event organizer came to me because of your video. Actually, not just an event organizer, even a cosplayer actually came to me because of that video. Yeah, so I'm very thankful for these. Okay.
Take every chance you get. Take every chance you get in that sense, and you got some lucky chances. The rest, it's
Really effort.
it's effort and monetary. Nowadays, it's really monetary because I would say in terms of DJ stuff, we got Indonesia. There's an event called Komi Furo where they do have DJ showcases, but it's more very community based.
Yes, it's
So-
an open deck actually. So they actually like,
Exactly.
you want to perform, you just register. 15 minutes, the stage is all yours, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Correct. So it's kind of like I always tell people, it's like go travel, explore the world, with stuff like that. So, but obviously traveling's not cheap. But if you have the opportunity, that would be a great platform for Taka to go over there and just like 15 minutes, but you get people keen, and if it's good, and that's how it's just showing up. And if you show up enough, someone will notice you.
Confession, I actually almost made a trip to Comic Furo this year. It was a impulsive decision, but I end up didn't because I was having some stuff. So
Yep.
I was actually low on funds. I was like, okay, Saturday night, I'll book a plane there. I'll sleep at the airport. The next day, evening, Sunday, I just came back to Malaysia. I was planning to sleep at the airport on the spot. It was a stupid idea. It was an impulsive idea, but sadly, it didn't make it come true. Maybe next time, I don't know. Yeah. That is
So
one
Chad,
thing.
if you want to see some of your content creator like Taka, if you want him, it's like, monetary support, $5, $10. If you can, it's always great because that little thing can maybe
Make a change.
can make a change for them.
Yeah. Okay. So we have that question being answered.
That was a very long question. That ended up being a very, very long question. But
Yeah.
live performances, the last part to finish off is I feel like it needs to be separate. I would love to have an event that is literally just stage performance and live performances. In Singapore, we have one event where that is the stage is their main showcase. Everything else is kind of like
A side thing.
add on. Yeah, it's a side thing. But if you look at Comic Fiesta, that kind of thing, it's the stage is a side thing to everything else.
Yeah.
Also because of the limited space. AMG, everything is aside except only during the evening part where everything is concentrated on the stage.
Yes. And also they have special guests during the night time. Like this year is the first time that they have 3 guests. Luna Haruna, JKT48 and KLP48, which was kind of surprised. I think this year AMG did a very bold move to have a lot of night session performance, and I was watching all of them like till the end of the day at night. Pretty nice, enjoyable moment.
But I think Yeah, sorry. I think it'll be amazing if any country decided to do is like, they have like a music festival style kind
Yeah.
of thing for ACG with like performances, bands, DJs, that kind of thing. But it comes down to event organizer being like, can I make money from this?
Yes, yes, it's always has been that question. Exactly. I think Singapore has a DJ event. I think it's Golden Mix Sound, something like that. I think they
Golden
will.
Mix, yeah, but it's more of that one is a group of anime DJs who got together. So
Yeah.
and they have a dedicated community of about 100 to 200 people. So that covers their venue costs and kind of thing. And I think they have venue partners. So with because of the venue partner and stuff like that, it's
Ah.
not too expensive for them to do it. And they now have like AFA support. So they get known a bit more, therefore the audience grows. So it's always a snowball thing. Yeah.
Ah. Oh, Takanori is in the chat. I remember Takanori from your stream.
Yeah.
He mentioned that I think Sozo did once ACG Music Fest before, but sales were bad. I'm not so sure about that. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
But the same time is this year and last year. Wait, was it last year as well? Yeah. No, it was this year.
I know that they
Taka
have
will
an
correct me.
event at this.
Gardens by the Bay. So it's
Yes,
called
yes.
Sakura Anime Matsuri. So that is kind of like where the concert or the stage performances take center stage kind of
Yes.
thing, which I'm glad they're doing something like this. But obviously, getting an opportunity to perform on that stage is for someone because most of the acts are not paid acts. They are literally, we have this platform, you sign up, we let you do it. So on your side, you will have to figure out how to travel down to do the
Yes.
performance. But I would say it's that opportunity, and if people can support you to take up the opportunity, that would be great. But it's always I have the chance, I don't have the money to take me to go and present at this opportunity, which could get you even more things in the future.
Makes sense. So in the end, it's like we still need to invest. Like everything is like it goes back to self investment, and then does it align back to your what you're expecting as a follower or support in return as well.
Yep.
Okay, that's a very nice answer. Okay, let's move on to the second one. I think this is a question that is also interesting. I think it's more like people stream sniping. How do you handle when people randomly join you on stream or keep following you around?
That usually never happens because the people who I have on stream usually are people that I already know and they hang out with me. But random people, it's rare, especially because I mostly stream at events. So everyone who goes there already has an agenda. That they're like, oh, I come and say hi to you for a while because after that I need to go and queue up for a cosplayer or queue to go and watch something else or queue to go and buy merch or queue to go to the toilet. So
Oh
I
my
don't
god.
I don't have that kind of problems. I understand the question might be more for IRL streaming in general because we've had other content creators, IRL streamers who have had like stalking incidents or people who
Yes,
just
actually, I have another collaborators that I work with in the past that came to Malaysia during Anime Fest this year. Actually, there were stalking incidents, and it was actually very big.
so in my case, because I'm a guy and I'm not good looking, so I'm quite safe from that lah.
You don't have to phrase it that way. You're still a very good person, though.
Yeah.
Okay. We have so I think that we also answer Z-san question just now.
Yes, we did.
Yes. So we'll go on to the next one. We have two weird ones, which is not submitted by the person, but we will actually say it. Um, we have one question from Banfei who was in my chat just now. Banfei, are you still here?
Yay.
Banfei, we have your question here is with the experience you have on visiting various different conventions, do you have any advice for new con goers such as myself? which con will be suitable for most first timer, and your personal favorite con? Oh, that is 3 questions at once, but still.
Well, this one 3 for the price of 1. Not bad.
Combo beli Milo ke buy one 3 in 1 Milo 3 in 1 coffee
Okay, let's see. New words of advice. Don't go alone. First advice I'll be like, don't go alone. Go with a friend. If you have a friend that's experienced, even better, they can show you around. If not, go with someone new. 2 people going new, you won't feel as bored as easily. You're not. If you're tired, someone can wait with you. Someone can hold your things. You're going to toilet. There's so many advantages about just not going alone. A lot of people, I feel, they go alone, and then if they don't find that excitement, energy, they just feel like, oh, this event sucks. So first advice, don't go alone. Next advice,
which
I'll think
con
about that.
is suitable
Also,
for
which
first
con will be
timer?
so that one is so subjective. I'll be honest. First one would be go to the convention that is within your price range and within your travel range.
Or is it free? I think free events will be the right choice because Malaysia has a lot of free events. I'm not sure about Singapore having free events though. I think I need to hear from your side to
We
understand.
used to Sakura Anime Matsuri, the one we're talking about, the outdoor concert one, is technically still free. Yeah. For me, because within my friend circle there isn't anyone who is as interested, so I plan to go solo. That is when you should make new friends. You
Are
should
we
make new
actually
friends.
asking someone in my chat to go make some friends?
Yeah, go get new friends. But
We were actually talking how to get new friends at event. I think we can recap a bit is that if you want to queue for cosplayer, if you plan to queue for cosplayer, try to talk with the person at the front and the back.
Yeah.
That is what they did during the olden days, but these days I'm not sure if there's any ways.
yeah,
But as long as you're queuing for an event, try to talk to people. That's
yeah.
our
Yeah.
outcome, right?
So another advice is know what you're interested in. If you're going to an anime event or you're going to a convention because it's cool to go, don't. Go because there's something that you want to see so that you won't be disappointed. I feel like there are a lot of people who go is like, I don't know, I'm kind of interested in this, but not very interested. I don't know who all these cosplayers are. I'm not very interested in some of the stage things. What voice actor, what is Spy Family? What is Demon Slayer? If you don't know any
no.
of this, I would say, yeah, stay at home. I mean, it's just being really honest because you're not going to find enjoyment out of it, which is why you should, if you don't have a friend who is even more interested in it and you're going, you need to know what you're interested in. Yeah. So most suitable free events, yes. If not, the one closest to you. If not, one that has something that you are interested in. If there is nothing that you're interested in or it doesn't appeal to you, then
Stay at home.
just stay at home. Yeah. My personal favorite convention. There's so
Something that
many.
make an impact to you. Like we actually did avoid this question, but somehow he actually asked, so I can't help you on this. You have to give an answer,
Give me a few seconds to think.
Well, I answer Banfei question. Well, I plan to go mainly for HoloLive stuff and Type Moon related. HoloLive stuff, you can actually buy the concert. Like if you're going for Comic Fiesta, they have the HoloLive concert. Usually there will be a queue, so again, you can try to talk with some of the people. Especially last year Comic Fiesta when they queue up for the merch, is actually like they took 2 hours to actually buy the merchandise because it's a long queue, and even redeeming the ticket also takes about 2 to 3 hours. I have a friend who actually queue and bought the tickets. Basically, day one is just to collect Comic Fiesta HoloLive tickets and buy merch. And then day two, he only started to enjoy the rest of the event, which is I'm a bit I felt sorry for him.
No, I think that's fine because it's go with an agenda. If you have an agenda, that's fine. You will not feel FOMO. You won't feel annoyed because you can't see anything. You won't feel upset because there's nothing that interests you. So if you have an agenda when you go to an event, that's actually okay. And you don't tire yourself out. Like you say your friend, day one he decided day one I'll do this, day two I'll do this. That's perfectly fine.
But that is not actually his plan. His plan was to actually walk around in day one to find cosplayers. But
But no
because
chance.
like the queue, I would say like last year I felt that the queue could have been a bit better. A lot of people were actually talking about it. But I think I'm saying this in a neutral point is you know, some things can be improved because it's the first time, you know. I'll give people the benefits of doubts, you know. There may be ways that people improve. So it is what it is. Yeah.
Banfi, no. I was just really thinking because you sometimes as a streamer and whatever you can't play favorites. If I say this, then after people are like, oh, you don't like this event, then next time I don't let you come already.
You don't
No.
get banned though. But no, but I think this one
Nah.
is a common question that some people will ask lah. I
I
mean, since you've
think-
been to a lot of events.
Yeah, I thought about it while you were replying, and I think Comic Cat is probably my favorite since since after COVID I've gone for like every single Comic Cat. I haven't missed a single. I haven't missed any. It is always exciting when I go. It's super hectic because unlike a lot of events, it's pretty much only about 5 hours. You have to complete the entire day and complete seeing everything and talking to people and getting photos and everything in 5 hours. Because the event goes from about 10:30 to 4:30. So that's okay, almost 6. But there's a lot of walking around. So it's a very hectic kind of energy being like, okay, we gotta go here. Then I gotta walk like 1 kilometer to the other hall, and then after that, to find things there. And there are like so many booths. You're like, all right, wait. And also because a lot of I'm always hanging out with one friend who lives in Japan, so it's a good time to catch up with him, and it's always like a super enjoyable experience. This year, even more exciting is the one that is coming up in about at the end of the year, so that's almost slightly less than 3 weeks. We have a lot of regional cosplayers from Southeast Asia that will be at Comic Cat. So don't be surprised if you watch the stream, you'll be like, how come got Malaysian cosplayer here? How come got Thai cosplayer here? That kind of thing.
That's interesting to hear. We got some early news on what to expect for Comic Cats. That is interesting.
Yeah. So that's probably my favorite convention. Also because it's Japan. So after the event, there's a lot of time to hang out with friends and just relax kind of thing. Yeah.
I mean, it's also the new year as well. It's a good time to like.
Yeah, that is its own crazy story before.
Yeah.
Being selfish and didn't consider your position. No, I was just kidding about someone will say, oh, this is your favorite. No, I was just kidding about that. But yeah, Comic Cat's probably my favorite because things that happen before and after the event are all like super nice things. So when I think about it, it's somewhere that I'm always happy to be at. Yeah.
That's nice to hear as well. Okay. We come to the weird part. So I need some context. Have you heard of cute bananas? Any idea where it came from or start from by Winston?
Cute bananas. Recently there's an anime that just came out. It's called Dan Dan Dan, and there's a reference to bananas there. So if you guys don't know, I can recommend that as an anime. Back to Casey's question a lot earlier. Dan 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 Da Dan.
Dan Dan Dan.
DANDADAN. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we just
there's a
link it
reference.
to the chat as well.
Yeah. There's a reference to bananas there. So that's where it's not exactly where it started, but yeah. But that's where I
Yes.
heard cute bananas from. Yeah.
So I think just now Casey was asking for anime suggestion. Yeah, you can watch Dan 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 since it's like cute bananas and where it start from. So
But the anime is really good. Music is fantastic. Art style is fantastic. Story is also pretty fantastic. So yeah.
yeah. Well, that sums up from that question, which I don't know why is it even a question, but because they are close friends, had to 做搞他们, oh, had to 做搞他们. Okay, number 6. Ichini-san. What?
一起内三呀，阿里
Wait,
嘎多。
where is Ich? Let me
was
just. I know he was here, and I'm gonna ping him. Ich, what is Ichini-san? Is there a context that I'm not aware of, or something?
There's actually a very good clip on his Twitch channel that you can watch, cause it was a cosplayer called Stella who actually did the nya ichini san nya arigato. So yeah.
Oh, so it's more like
Interestingly, I actually started the ichini san thing back in AMG 2022. At the same time, I got to know Taka as well, cause no, it wasn't. Oh, sorry, it wasn't AMG. I think it was Nijigen, cause it happened at Mid Valley. There was this booth that when you read the title of the booth, right, it was an outside booth. It was some random sales thing, but the Japanese name of it was Ichi. So then I was like, oh look. Then I said Ichini-san. Then it went into it's Nijigen, correct. Takanori was correct, but it was a Nijigen at Mid Valley kind of thing. And I was like, yeah. So it's a joke that's been sitting for over 2 years. I almost forgot about it. Then it got revived recently at AFA. So yeah.
so that's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I know what to call him next time though.
Just go nya. His face will change. You just
Don't
start
worry.
with nya. Yeah.
Spoiler alert that he's meeting me at my place. So I'm just gonna toxic him tomorrow, don't worry. First thing, I'm just gonna laugh at him. Okay. So we come to the end. So it was a good session. It was a very nice podcast session. Once again, I would like to thank AGC for joining me for today's stream. I think we have a lot of interesting topic and discussion, especially a lot of the ACG's goers. Also very thankful for all the guests who actually asked some questions over here. If I miss out some of the questions, I'll try to answer it on Twitter. I think if there's anything that I miss out, I don't think I miss out anything. But yeah. So any words, closing remarks?
From me.
Yes. Like anything you want to promote? Self promote.
No, it's fine. But a big thank you to Taka for inviting me to this podcast, especially episode 1. I didn't expect that it would be the very first inaugural episode. Hopefully, I provided enough entertainment to everyone that was watching.
It's more than enough. It's more like this the podcast is a start of something that I've been doing. We'll talk about more IRL stuff, and I'm very glad to have you because you're the first one that actually helped me to get to know more about the ACG event stuff. I think I wouldn't have met you is because of that video, and I don't think back then each will actually send me a DM on Twitter, and we actually started talking, and then there goes like the level up here that we actually can meet up, and I actually properly have a chance to talk to you all.
Like I said, my aim as a streamer is to connect people. So hearing that, it really makes me happy because if I can just connect more people with each other, it makes the world a better place and it helps everyone to grow. And yeah, that's what makes me feel proud to do what I'm doing. Whether I can keep doing it is always
Another
a question at the
story.
back. It's always a question at the back of my mind, but yeah.
Yeah. I'll be honest. It's like I seen your growth for 2 years already. I think 2022. I didn't know that 2022 you started out this actually. I was only aware of it until today, or even like our preparation time when you told me about it. I was not aware about it. I thought you were like a veteran streamer for quite a while already. And I can it's like I seen you grow at the same time. I also see myself grow because I know that back then I was actually more of a introvert in public. I'm still an introvert in public, but if I meet people that I recognize, I'll still like I can actually like come up with topics and be and maybe host up a party or something. But that video changes me a lot. I'm still very grateful until today. So I'm very glad, and I would really want to return a favor for having this podcast, and have a very nice chit chat about your adventures and your experience and everything. So thank you very much for being on episode 1. There will be more to come. There will be more to come for this podcast. I'll be having other guests maybe, but if we have something interesting, I'll bring back AGC. If you guys demand. So remember to follow him on his social medias. Remember, I'll pin on the chat. I'm pointing a gun at you guys. I'm seriously pointing a gun. Okay, I think that's about it. So, thank you guys for Takanori is asking for AGC episode 2. Guys.
Wow, that was fast.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I could have hosted a season 2 or something, but not. We have to find topic to talk about. But still, I think I should really end the stream here. So thank you guys for joining the stream, and I'll see you guys on the next stream. Okay, see ya. Bye bye.